Alrighty, Spaghetti, Stream Partie 2. I. I.
Can you keep up? Running won't save you. Surrender. Found your weak spot. Still recognize me? Fruit of evolution. How reliable. You will yield.
Save me, boss.
Take this. I got your back.
In the name of Carlotta. Amazing.
Save me, boss.
Wait. Amazing. Bam bam bam, le chat est prêt. Est-ce que le chat est responsive? Ça en a l'air. Minute. Est-ce que cela fonctionne bien sur le téléphone?
Right. The white has
Ça
been
reste quand
dyed
même,
red.
le retour principal. Et le téléphone. Ok, est-ce qu'on part sur le balek-balek? On part sur le balek-balek? On part sur le balek-balek. Allez. Mon secret. Le picture in picture. Est-ce qu'on active mon secret? Bien sûr. Alors le nom de la vidéo, qu'est-ce donc? Je ne me souviens plus. Unhinged Posture Alpha Male by Penguin Zero. Et il faut absolument, impérativement, que je vois cette vidéo car ça a l'air hilarant.
The white has been dyed red.
Now, last month I was making fun of that goober who was saying things like, if you walk into a coffee shop and don't receive a round of applause and oohs and ahs from everyone there as they crowd surf you to the
You're
front of the line
ugly.
to receive a free coffee, it means you're ugly. Unlovable
Yes.
ugliness that you have is making everyone around you miserable and you'll never find true love.
Yes.
This is a normal experience every beautiful person has.
Agreed.
It's just the wackiest shit ever. And today I just learned about a new weirdo who's making claims that if you don't sit down on a bench properly, it means people don't take you seriously. So he's trying to educate people on like proper sitting techniques as well as how to carry a folder like a man and how to have your coffee cup serve you.
Brother, you have to be present with anything that you do. Simply taking a seat. If you're not paying attention, you start looking around and drop. That's gonna take away from your first impression. Lowers your status. And people around you not gonna take you seriously. Move with purpose. So know already where you're gonna land, where you're gonna take a seat, and make it look
merde, j'ai un peu marre
effortless.
de-
Like an expert, not like a dog that's trying to take a dump.
Yeah, all those sitting experts, you want to emulate them. I feel like as long as you get those cheeks on the target, you've fundamentally become an expert at sitting. I don't think there's like ranked or professional levels of popping a squat, you know what I mean?
The world is
But like,
mine.
this is what I'm talking about. Like, there are so many people like this guy who just overcomplicate the most basic human activities and put so much emphasis on it to an absurd degree where they're claiming like this is gonna ruin your first impression and lower your status. It's gonna knock you down a few elo on the chair sitting competitive circuit. No one thinks like that. Absolutely nobody.
Except
This is
one
unhinged
person.
behavior. No one's gonna see you sit on a bench and be like, well, I calculated his intent there, and I don't think he hit the landing mark he was aiming for. So, I can't trust this guy, and I now view him very differently. He is lesser to me now, because he sat in a less than perfect manner. He is clearly not an expert when it comes to sitting on a bench.
Oh no.
It must be fucking miserable to be the neurons in this guy's brain, because he's activating them to like optimum levels just to figure out how he wants to sit on a bench. Alright, I have to account for wind speed here. I need to make sure left cheek gets approximately 15 centimeters away from the fucking armrest. Oh my god, it's coming! We're running out of time! We're going in for landing! Oh, I stumbled. Everyone hates me.
Sure you don't ruin your first impression taking a drink from your
Oh
favorite
no.
latte.
My first impression!
Stop serving the cup. Drink it like a man. How did it look?
Wow.
It looked robotic. Looks like Detroit Become Human. This guy's voice sounds like AI as well. What do you mean, stop serving the cup? You just drank coffee. Can you imagine a world, like, the world this guy lives in, where if he, like, accidentally leans forward a little too much to drink the coffee, he starts, like, looking around frantically, expecting the entire establishment to just go, ew! Did he just serve the coffee cup instead of letting it serve him? Oh my god! What a subhuman beta male! He didn't drink that shit like a man at all. Brother, you're drinking coffee. Nobody gives a fuck if you lean over to drink the coffee slightly, or if you're standing upright like you're setting a screen in basketball and then bring the coffee cup up to yourself. No one cares.
You ever wonder what it looks like from the side when you take a seat at the dinner table? Most of
No.
you will be leaning over the chair, pulling it over, and then coming in and
No!
make it look effortless. Make that chair serve you.
Yeah. Make that chair you a
How does it
slave.
look?
It looks like an Oblivion NPC. I've made that
Wow.
comparison like 3 times over the last month, but we are devolving to a point where people are emulating the behavior of the NPCs in fucking Elder Scrolls.
Yep.
That guy is actually going through the same animation they do when they sit down at a bar. What the fuck? It's so
One day I tried to serve my coffee, and then I took an arrow to the knee.
weird. That's like his catchphrase, make whatever serve you, which is just a straight up nothing statement. That's like me saying, I've been thinking, and now I just had a thought. Like, there's just...
Wow. Food for thought, right? Made me think. Made me thunk.
There's no substance to that. It's a fucking chair. No matter how you use it, it is serving you regardless. It always ends up the same. Your asshole planted on the chair.
Wow.
It is serving you no matter how you get there. The only time the chair wouldn't serve you is when you don't end up sitting on it. That's the only circumstance where that's a possibility. There is no universe that exists where you end up serving the chair. Unless you put a chair on top of another one and then never sit on it. It doesn't make any fucking sense. None of this does. Like, he gives these tutorials on shit like sitting down.
Here I am,
Wow.
grabbing it.
What
like
an
ace
alpha
talented
male.
lady. Make sure not to use underhand grip when carrying the folder. Making it all about the folder, but not about yourself. You grab the folder, approaching the business meeting in this manner.
This is my ground.
Wow.
How does it look?
This one makes a lot of sense. You will lose your job over the way you handle your folders there. I can already picture it now, getting called into the big guy's office. Hey, listen, Charles, we loved having you at this company, but I saw you walking down the hall just a moment ago. It was very clear you were making it all about the folder. We're gonna have to let you go. Thank you for your great work over the years, but we can't have that. You need to be the one serving the folder. We won't have this company infiltrated by you vermin, you cretins.
I'm pretty sure this alpha doesn't get flawless phlogiston max level, right? I guess it doesn't. Right? The chair doesn't serve him enough. He doesn't get the flawless phlogiston, does he?
That treat the folder like the center of attention.
Loser.
You gotta grip it like a man. And you're clearly not a man. So goodbye. And good riddance. To be honest, the more I watch, the more I start to understand. I've been looking at things a little differently in my room, starting to take notice of what I've been serving as opposed to the other way around. And the most obvious culprit is my mic. I've been the one serving my mic. I'm speaking to it. It's not speaking to me.
True.
So I'm gonna change that right now. I'm gonna let it serve me. How did it look?
Amazing. Doing amazing, son. I don't need to hold, but I'm doing it anyways just to see the damage. I'm not
What a
seeing the
sad,
damage.
lonely existence this
Too
must
much.
be.
I'm
To be
too
in this
strong.
man's skin, walk a mile in his shoes, where he's self-conscious and insecure about how he slides into a booth.
How does it look?
Oh, dear heavens. Lord have mercy. Imagine going to eat with this guy, and he's like, everyone fucking stop, wait, wait! We have to be careful with how we enter this booth. We don't want our status to get lowered. So follow my lead. Just
Make
like this.
the chair serve you.
Careful. Alright,
Yeah.
now you go. No, no, no! You didn't bend your knees enough.
You
were-
serve the chair! You serve the fucking chair! Oh god! You loser, you serve the chair.
Gonna slide in here and serve the booth instead of the other way around. Do it again. Do it again. I won't have you embarrass me.
Full aware and present, and making any space that we're in serve us. If we're about to take a seat on a bench, we don't want to take too little of space. Don't do it like that. Just don't.
Yeah, don't.
Why would other want to notice me if I'm trying to hide?
I just love the way this one starts, where he's kind of like hyping up what he's about to do, which is just sitting down. Like the most normal human instinct ever, just sitting down, taking a load off. And he's like, alright, we're about to do this. This is high stakes. You don't want to do it like this.
Ooh.
Where you're hiding away, because who want to notice you
Nobody.
when you're hiding?
Nobody wants.
And then his
Yeah.
big eureka revelation was spread your legs out a little bit. Or, check this out.
Huh?
The real alpha male move is to just sit the fuck down and not give a shit. I would say that's far more alpha than thinking through every single minute detail of how you're about to sit down, turning this normal activity that every human being does into this massive song and dance with multiple steps that you go through. But, you know, maybe I sound crazy.
First, I don't lean over it. Actually, use my whole body. When I'm trying to shift, I'm not putting my head there and then moving. The proper way to do it, get up, shift the whole body with your head, continue the movement. And it's pathetic if you drop something.
Yeah, you
and start
pathetic moron.
stop being looking and acting frustrated.
This is big. This one's actually very important. When you drop something, there are proper mechanics you must demonstrate when picking it up. Otherwise, people are going to look at you weird. People aren't going to respect you anymore. Someone's going to see you drop your suitcase, and then everyone's on bated breath, walking on fucking eggshells. What's going to happen next? How is he going to pick it up? Is he going to pick it up like a bitch? Or is he going to pick it up like a man? This shit is just so dumb. It's unbelievable. And I'm pretty confident there are people that see this and are like, oh, great.
Yeah, reaction channel. You see now, I'm React Baguette. OMG, the insane alpha male news. OMG, whoa. What the fuck? Whoa. I'm so flabbergasted. I'm reacting. Whoa. What do you mean, an autism and racist test? What is it? So after the Black Shores, is it straight to Italy or is there another area? Wait, I don't want to spoil it really, but have you done Mount Firmament? Yeah, you've seen Jue, right? You don't want to know the result of the test. I'm proud of you either way. So there is the Black Shores Archipelago, this, and then you go to what is it called? Tits deep. Tits, because titties. Titties deep. Titties deep. Yeah, that's the name. Titties deep, right? And once you've done that, you can move on to Italy. Yeah, so you move on to Rinascita, and you arrive there at Raguna, in the city of Raguna, right there. That's why shopkeeper. Yeah, because it's titties. It's titties deep. It's hard to say. It's very hard to say, but you know, in Wuthering Waves, they are not the best when it comes to pronunciation and easy names, right? They're not the best ones to do that. They are not the best. They don't have the best
Would you like a fun game?
naming people,
between
kind
the
of,
two
if
of
that makes
us?
sense. Look at the bullshit that I got yesterday. Look at this. Crit damage, crit rate. Attack energy regen. Boy, oh boy. Oh, mamma mia. That's a poggers. That's a poggers for my Camellia.
Hooray. Entwine, the fruit of ever.
Frozen blockade.
Oh boy. What? What? Motherfucker.
Engrave. Not worth mentioning. Be alert.
Sprout of budding seeds. Let's have fun.
Oh.
Vitality sour. It's getting
133. That's nice. That's okay.
Let's have fun.
That's fine. And on Camellia, who's a top tier woman? Sanwa.
Hopefully, we'll make new
This one.
findings.
I should try to smile more, you say?
Because
Like this?
of this. The incoming resonator has their basic attack damage amplified by 38%. Okay, and what does Camellia do? Basic. Right, basic attacks. So Sanwa is basically the best free-to-play support that you can get for her. You get Sanwa for free, and you don't need to invest much in Sanwa. You just need to get a little bit of what is it called?
I should try
Energy
to smile
regen.
more, you say?
So this set, Moonlit Clouds or something? Yeah, Moonlit Clouds, this one. So you've got more energy regen, and on outro increases attack for the next resonator. So basically what you want to do is get Verina, because she's got some good heals and what is it called? Attack buff. I did have a Sanwa pool, also a ton of Lighting Boxer pool. Lighting Boxer? Huh? Don't pull too much. Wait. Are you on the normal convene right there? Don't pull on this one. Or maybe... Wait. Can I see what characters
Hopefully,
are there?
We'll make new findings. I'll do
Not
my
worth
best.
building, not worth building, not worth building. Maybe worth building in early game. Worth
Hopefully, we'll make new
getting, but
findings.
not really like building. So these ones, they are not worth building overall. Except maybe Encore. If you get Encore as a first character, she's pretty good. But yeah, get Verina, and that's it. And then Jinchi is very, very good, but she's kind of like Saint Tontas explains it way better than I can do, but she basically gives you bad information on the game because she's just that OP. So it's very strange because I would advise other players to pull for Jinchi, but I cannot really advise you to pull for Jinchi because if you're very new, you will need some investment to get a huge weapon as well. And yeah, don't invest in Rochia, don't invest in Jinchi. What can you do in terms of like 4 stars?
Would you like a fun
Because
game?
Carlotta
I
is very good,
alone will decide
but
whether
Carlotta
it's
is very
a
good
shove
for,
or
let's say, mostly single target, right? Also a 10 pull on Jinchi. You can try to go for Jinchi if you want, but actually I think you're better
Let me
going
be there
for
for
Havoc
everyone
Rover for the moment.
As we head toward our shared future, leaving the past behind.
So what you can do is,
Would you
okay,
like
in terms of teams, I still need to work on some of my teams, but you can do, when you get Jian, if you ever get Jian, is one of the 1.0 5-star character, and is still like on the top of the meta. Like it is still such a versatile and crazy character. This one is great, right? You can do this team: Gian, Mortefi, Verina. You can do Carlotta here instead of Tauchi. You can go Yang Yang.
I will do my best to help everyone.
Yeah, she's down. Fuck off. Carlotta, Yang Yang, Verina. Camellia, Sanwa, Verina. And those two teams are very like free-to-play friendly because you've got Verina and you can get her from the... you've got a 5-star guaranteed and you can choose it, right? So you can choose Verina, which is one of the best support and let's say the best support healer, the most accessible one. But if you can pull Shorekeeper, Shorekeeper gives a little bit more buffs. But Verina is overall like crazy good. It's enough. And then Sanwa you get her for free, and Yang Yang you get her for free. So whether you get Camellia or Carlotta, you've got two insane free-to-play friendly supports, let's say. And they don't require a ton of investment. And then you can do a fourth team, which would be Havoc Rover,
Let me be there for everyone.
Dungeon,
As we head toward our share.
Hopefully my patience
And-
will pay off this time.
a new healer as well. So either Verina or Baija or Shorekeeper when you get her. So this is like basically the
I'm
teams,
ready.
right? That's what you want to go to. Since you have Carlotta, I think you can put a tiny little bit of investment in Yang Yang. Just a little bit in Verina. Verina doesn't need a lot. You don't need to get her to level 70. You don't need that. But just a tiny little bit of investment in Yang Yang, just so she got some wave bend things for Yang Yang. Okay, good. That's very good. They will come with time. It's okay. It's fine if you don't have all 6 things. I'm confused about how to play Verina. Okay. Let's see.
Hopefully, we'll make new
Let's
findings.
see. You've got some. Is it the mid-air bullshit? Is it written there? Yeah. So the mid-air attack is pretty good. That's what you gotta keep in mind when you play Verina. The resonance skill is very good. The liberation is very good. Tac 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 tac. The intro is like meh, who cares? And the outro is like some kind of let's say the most important part of the kit. But what you can do for a very simple build on Verina is put, I don't think you will have Fallacy of No Return, but you either got Fallacy of No Return or where is he? This one, the Big Turtle, right? So what you want to do with Verina is just when you attack, you will charge the 4 things right there, right? And you can consume them to heal your other guys in your team. So if I just put Sanwa kinda low, if they want to attack me, maybe attack me one day, maybe
Not worth
thanks.
mentioning.
Alright, so now the good thing about Verina is, look, when you do the mid-air attack, if you have 1 charge down here, you can heal your entire team. So I'm just gonna like jump, attack, and that heals Sanwa. I can do my E, I can do my R,
Sunlight.
and now I'm just like, oh, I'm full. Yeah, nice. And Sanwa got healed. And now I'm doing this,
Stay behind.
and that's it. That's all you gotta do. And that's the entire rotation for Verina. You just do like E, A, Q for you. So E, Q, R if you have your R, or you do a bunch of mid-air attacks, and you charge your
I can use some fertilizer.
the circle there, so you can outro. And when you do your outro skill, that's when you got the damage bonus applied on your entire team. And that's pretty much it. Yeah. Outro, E, Q, R,
Pervade.
charge the thing, very good, and then drop to your main DPS and attack. It's pretty simple. very simple. You want to charge the entire circle before rotating to a new character, right? You need to get the circle full, and you can use everything. Basically, on CD you can do EQR.
Luminous energy.
Ultimate charge just by doing some stuff, just by eating, just by you know, playing, basically. And I think
Hopefully,
you
we'll make
need
new
some
friends.
energy regen for that. Maybe it doesn't affect the ultimate, but I'm pretty sure it does. Increase the amount of resonance energy gain when using normal attacks, resonance skill, faulty circuit, and intro skill. So basically, when you use your attacks, your buffed attack, mid-air attack, your E, and intro skill, it gives you more energy on your ultimate. So you need a little bit of energy regen, right? Some do, yeah. Some do. Can I show you something a little bit not easier, but something else? Let's do monkey. Let's do monkey.
Hands off my friend.
Hello, Mr. Monkey. I'm just gonna charge that. Yep, I can outro her. EQR. This. And then I move on to my DPS. And then I just attack. And that's a free monkey. Boom! That was a lot of damage. So yeah, you just Verina pull the get the circle full. EQR. When your circle is full, move to WutherinWa. EQR. When the circle is full, I mean EQR EV attack to charge this shit. And then your circle should be full, and you can move on to your DPS, and you have like full buff on your entire team, and then your DPS can just one-shot the boss. Easy peasy. Alright, let's finish this
Advice. I'm gonna
alpha
need
male
to
video.
work on my picking up dropped suitcases game. I'm gonna need to work on how I sit down. Maybe that's why I've been so agonizingly lonely. People have noticed that I'm not sitting
Ooh,
properly.
yeah,
and
true.
honestly, I remember when I went to the bar last week to watch the big game, I slid into the booth. Well, yikes. What was I thinking? That wasn't Sigma. Now I know.
Ooh.
Now I can fix it. That'll turn everything around. Like, it's not even good advice. Like, it's not even, like, there's no merit to it at all. Oh shit, I accidentally served my coffee cup instead of having it serve me. Damn, what was I thinking?
Yikes.
I just had to make fun of it, man. It's just so it's so absurd.
Yep,
That's about
it
it.
is.
So, yeah.
It is. Right, can't wait to get a chance to pull for Camellia. I guess I'll start saving my asteroid for the next rotation. Next rotation for Camellia, it's gonna be in a while. It's gonna be in a while, I think. Jian? Wait. We are at Jinshi. For the next rotation. Oh, in general. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Would you like?
So, you can either... You can absolutely go for Jinshi, because she's just that great, but she will kind of not teach you anything about the game, if that makes sense, because she's kind of just busted. And her DPS is, I mean, her burst damage is great, but let's say you do like 600,000 damage to a boss. It's too much. Like the boss, like the damage that you do on the boss, the overkill will not move on to the next target, right? If that makes sense. It's just one big fat hit. So she's more like similar to Carlotta, I would say. She has a little bit more AoE than Carlotta, but she kind of have the same issue, meaning that she's kind of a single target nuke. But Carlotta doesn't feel like as busted as Jinchi, but she does feel good. Don't pull for Rochia. She's like a support that you need to invest $150 in to get her working properly. Don't pull for the weapons either. I would say if you want to wait for a new banner, the next banner should be a little bit more interesting.
The fruit of evolution. Listen up.
Stay behind me. Lotus pervade.
Bloom from ashen shell. And fly. Grafting. Suffer.
269. Wow. 269k. That's a lot of damage from just one spell. That's a lot. She does it like a truck. Camellia is busted. Camellia is so fucking strong. I love her. So, if you want to wait for the next banners, we've got Brent. We've got a rerun of Jinshi. Of Yinlin, I think. I'm gonna check that. But, can I find, Wuthering Waves 2.1 banner. Changli is coming back. Oh, no, wait. Am I tripping? 2.1 to 2.4. Let's watch this.
Hello, dear rover.
Oh fuck, it's some AI bullshit generated videos. Like, ew. We can try to watch this anyway. Does it work? No, it doesn't. Can I change the... it should be the same fucking name of the... Yeah, like this. Alright.
We got some details and speculation about upcoming characters from version 2.1 to 2.4.
Not
And
that
got
we
Phoebe
are
and Brant kit
in...
details. Also, we're diving
what are
deep
we?
into Frolova and the Magistrate of the Renacida, so make sure...
We should be in 2.1, right? So that's the characters from like 2.1 to like the next months coming, if that makes sense. 2.0, so not even 2.1 yet. That's the 2.0. No, we are in 2.0. Okay.
Make sure to stick around until the end, and don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to
No.
our channel. Let's get started.
I mean, yeah,
In phase
we're gonna
1,
leave
we're
a like,
expecting
maybe.
Phoebe, a 5-star Spectro character who uses a rectifier weapon.
Mm-hmm.
She might be the next big DPS for the Spectro element after Jinsi, with some cool speculations about her flying ability and possible QTE mechanics, which could trigger extra effects in battle. If she has QTE, it could give her self-buffing or even healing abilities, making her a solid choice for many players. Alongside Phoebe,
Right.
we'll see a rerun of Shorekeeper, a
Oh,
fantastic...
Shorekeeper coming soon. What the fuck? Shorekeeper coming in the next few weeks? Chat, is that real? Shorekeeper coming next? Chat! Shorekeeper coming next? What the fuck? With Phoebe? No way?
5-star support character who's all about keeping your team alive and giving buffs. If you missed her the first time, now's a great chance to pull her. Phase 2 brings us Brant, a male 5-star character who's rumored to be a fusion hero. He'll use a broad blade and a gun with an interesting healing mechanic, possibly linked to oranges. Brant's gameplay will likely focus on spamming skills to deal damage, and he might be a good choice if you enjoy a more action-packed playstyle.
Yep.
Changli will also return, offering solid fusion damage and versatility as a 5-star all-rounder. In version 2.2, in phase 1, Cantarella is a 5-star Havoc character is joining the game.
Okay.
Not much is known about her yet, but her light blue hair and big personality are making waves. She might be a fun character to
so
watch
funny.
out for once more details are revealed. Also, there's speculation that Jian might return in a solo banner this time.
Ooh.
Phase 2 could bring back Camellia, a 5-star Havoc main DPS. She's still real.
Okay, so Phase 2 of the 2.2, right?
She might be a fun character in 2.2. In Phase 1,
Yeah, okay.
Cantarella is a 5-star
So
Havoc
phase
character
1, Cantarella
is joining
and
the game.
Gian.
Not much is known about her yet, but her light blue hair and big personality are making waves. She might be
Okay.
a fun character to watch out for once more details are revealed. Also, there's speculation that Gian might return in a solo banner this time. Phase 2 could bring back Camellia.
Okay, so 2.2 phase 2, Camellia. 2.1, Showkeeper. 2.2, Gian and Camellia.
five-
What the fuck? Man, you better have a fucking huge wallet.
Star Havoc main DPS. She's still really strong even after the newer characters were released, so if you missed her, she's worth considering.
She's not still very strong. She's one of the strongest, and she got buffed on this patch because of the Nightmare Crownless. She's even better than 2 months ago.
In version 2.3,
Wow.
in Phase 1, we're getting Zani.
Okay, we need to pull for Mommy Zani as well. We need more asteroids. We need more. We need to pull on every banner. What?
5-star shielder from the Spectro element. She's rumored to work well with Phoebe, offering strong
But I don't want to pull for Phoebe. What the fuck?
defense
Oh,
to pair with her
boy.
DPS abilities. Phase 2 will introduce a new character, Shakana, an elf who plays the violin, and uses a broad blade. She's said to be an arrow character, but we'll have to wait to see what she can really do.
An arrow.
Carlotta might also be a rerun in this phase.
Carlotta rerun or what? Carlotta getting a rerun so fast in the game? I mean, it's good because it gives us an opportunity to save money, right?
Version 2.4. This version brings 2 exciting characters. Frolova, a 5-star Havoc sub DPS,
Ooh,
is rumored to
Frolova
have
in
a kit
2.4?
focused on echoes, and could be great for coordinating damage with other characters. The Magistrate of the Rinacida, a 5-star arrow
Wow.
DPS, looks like she'll be a game changer.
Oh yeah, and she apparently will. She will have like two types. So like maybe Aero and Spectro at the same time or
She's
something
expected
like
to be
this.
strong enough to outshine Gian as the top arrow DPS, making her a must-pull if you're looking to boost your team.
No. Getting better than Gian doesn't mean that she's a must pull, because Gian still can do every single boss in the game and every single content in the game. He has only one boss in the game that is resistant to him, which is the stupid monkey. Every other boss in the game doesn't resist Gian. And he's got EV attack damage with a great supported buff EV attack damage. And he's got a pulling ability with his ultimate. So he's just so good that even if you don't pull for her, you don't care, because he's still like S+ tier. Gian is still like tremendous, amazing,
Which
one of the
character
strongest.
are you most excited for? Is it Phoebe's potential as a powerful DPS?
No,
Brant's versatile healing?
no,
Or maybe even the mysterious Cantarella?
no.
There's a lot to look for.
Zani is not a woman though. Well, sometimes you need balance, right? You cannot just be like, you know, Nike, Goddess of Victory Nike. You only got like, I don't know many characters. I'm getting numbers out of my ass, right? But let's say you have 200 characters, and 199 of them are females, and one character is set as a male name, and it's a robot, but like a robot from Nier Automata, if I recall correctly. So you need balance at some point. And Nike doesn't have balance, it's only a Kuma game, so you got only big boobs and butts, right? That's it. But Wuthering Waves is not Nike. Wuthering Waves is more like, I don't know how to explain. It's not as much as it's not as much a Kuma game as Nike is, or as Genshin is actually, or HSR. or Zelda Zone Zero.
Would you like a fun
So
game?
I guess
Between
it's fine that
Battlefield
we've
is
got
dynamic.
some
Do not let
let's
your
say
guard down.
how can I say it without sounding gay? Like, you've got some good looking male
I see
characters,
my way
right?
clear.
And sometimes, you know,
battlefield is dynamic.
you need shit
Do
for
not let your guard
everyone.
down.
So maybe some people will like pulling for every big buff guy in the game. I don't know. I'm genuinely interested in some of the characters in this gacha. Yeah, I mean, that's the point of gacha as well. It's not just because they are fun to play and because they are stronger than the characters before. It's also because they look fucking great. But if you look at Goddess of Victory Nikkei, it's even worse. Sorry, my tongue. Even worse than that. Because like the main selling point of the characters in Nikkei, the main selling point is booba. Like, literally, they only sell because, oh, we see more boobies on this skin rather than the base skin. Or, oh, we sold more on this character because she's got triple G fat milkers. Like, it's unexplainable. I cannot just... Words are not enough. Can you say that again? Stream died. Say what?
Don't disappoint me.
Say that Nikkei is a Kuma game and that they do revenue just because the next character or the next skin just have triple G massive milkers and the characters before are only double G. Like, yeah, I can say that again. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I guess so, but who knows, maybe you were just like trolling. I don't know.
A little treat.
What is that? Oh, ew. What is the point of these minigames though? What is the point? It's not fun. It's bad. I like the mimics though. I like the mimics a lot. Brings me back to the Dark Souls days. Investigate? Huh? Oh no, 2 mimics!
Feed my blood.
Oh no!
Self-deceivers.
What makes Zari good? Or alright. I cannot tell you what makes Zani good. One, because I don't know.
Found ya.
We don't know her kit yet. We don't have enough information to say if she's gonna be good or not. But from what we've seen,
Found ya.
she's great. I'm just saying it's not just about the gameplay,
What
right?
are you yearning for?
It's like the first Camellia, the first time Camellia appears. Everyone was like, bro, what the fuck? I want to pull for Camellia right now. Everyone was out of their fucking mind. But Zani is like the new... how can I say that without
Would
sounding
you
weird
like
again?
A fun game between the two of us?
Zani is kind of the new mommy of the gacha sphere. So, Tecton Zani. No. 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 2 months ago? No. Ah, bruv. Zani reactions. Can I?
All right, listen.
Bro, you come in my ears.
You know you've made it when your existence shuts down Twitter not once but twice. First during her drip marketing reveal, and now after the 2.0 story quest. That is not popular, that's the literal embodiment of WRiz. She has farmed every single poll she is in, absolutely flooded with fan arts. We even have new players, they saw Zani and said, yeah, I'm downloading this game. But let's be real, Zani isn't just a-
true. You see this moment?
Farmed every single poll she is in, absolutely flooded with fan arts. We even have new
This moment right there, I saw that live. That moment when Zach saw Zani for the first time, I was there. And I was like, already sold. And let's say that Zach is more than a casual player in Wuthering Waves. He's a mega casual player. So he's played it like a few times, not even a few weeks, a few times this year. And he saw Zani for the first time and he's like, fuck, I might play this game a little bit more. I might come back to pull for Zani, right? And yeah, everyone is sold on Zani. Whether you were like a mega whale, or a first time Wuthering Waves player, or just a free-to-play normal casual player, everyone is sold on Zani. Everyone loves Zani. And she's got a very nice accent as well. Some might say it's Polish, some might say it's Italian, some might say it's Russian. I would just say it's mega sexy. But yeah.
They saw Zani and said, yeah, I'm downloading this game. But let's be real, Zani isn't just a hot face with hordes and business drip. She's carrying this region on her back, overworked, well paid, and still out here recommending pizza spots like she's your exhausted Italian tour guide.
Exactly.
So who is Zani really? And how did she manage to absolutely dominate the Wuthering Waves community? Let's break it all down.
I personally
Tell me.
recommend Pizza Tropicale.
Pizza Tropicale! Ay.
All down.
I personally recommend Pizza Tropicale. Would you like to dine there?
Oh, pizza, because it's Italians. And that's what they do.
Hey.
They like pizzas. True.
Zani isn't just another side character in Wuthering Waves. She's practically the backbone of your introduction to the region.
True, because she's your guide. Not only she's your guide, she's the best guide that you can ever dream of. She's smoking hell of a sexy woman. Like, wow. The most beautiful woman we've got in this game, pretty much. The buttons of her shirt are carrying the entire world on their shoulders. I mean, the buttons don't have shoulders, but you see what I mean. She's got such massive jogs that you don't know if her buttons can last more than 2 hours. Yet they do. They have such willpower, it's unmatched. Absolutely unmatched willpower. Like, those buttons deserve the MVP title.
Stay behind me.
Like, buttons of the year.
Pervade.
Yep.
Struggle
Oops.
harder. Entertain me.
Yep. Yep.
As a key figure employed by the Montelli family, she's tasked with two major roles, acting as your bodyguard and guiding you through the city of Ragusa. It's not a small task by any means, and it's clear that she takes her responsibility seriously. But let's be real, Zani is overworked and not in the romanticized, I love my job so much that I can't stop working way. Nah, this woman is grinding because someone in the upper management dangled the promise of paid days off and extra pay in front of her. And apparently the Montellis have a reputation of of being generous, if you can survive long enough to cash in on those perks. Despite the weight of her workload and the clear exhaustion etched into her expressions, Zani handles herself with unmatched levels of professionalism and charm. She's calm, calculated, and razor sharp in every interaction. You can tell she's not just going through the motions. She's actively Kara canceling and making sure that you're protected, informed, and maybe a little entertained along the way. What makes her so compelling is the balance she strikes between being intimidatingly competent and effortlessly charismatic. One minute she's taking care of the auction because of the bank being short-staffed, and the next she's casually recommending pizza joints in Ragoon. Kind of relaxed authority that makes you believe she really knows her stuff. Zani is the kind of character who makes an impression not just because of what she does, but how she does it. Every interaction with her feels purposeful. Every line of dialogue reveals something about her personality, and every tired sigh feels earned. She's not just a guide or a bodyguard. She's your your anchor in a bustling and chaotic city of Ragoon. And whether it's through her quick wit, her undeniable competence, or just the sheer exhaustion radiating from her tired but determined face, Zani makes you care about her story.
I'm in love. It's been a while. It's been a while since I felt this.
If there's one thing the Wuthering Waves fandom can collectively agree on, it's this. Zani sounds absolutely phenomenal whether you're playing in Japanese or English.
Oh, bro, best VA in the game. Oh my god.
Her voice is so cool. Yo, what accent is this? She's an Italian mama.
Well, Zani sounds good.
So here's the thing. I think her voice acting is great.
Her voice acting isn't just good, it's memorable. But let's zero in on the English side for a minute, because there's something truly special happening here. Zani has an Italian accent. And there it is. This changes everything. In the world of big gacha games, where most English voice performances lean towards generic regional neutrality or slightly exaggerated archetypes, hearing a character with such a distinct, well-executed accent feels like a breath of fresh air. It's not just an aesthetic choice either, it's intentional world building through performance. Ragoon, the place Zani is from, is heavily inspired by Italian and French cultures. From its architecture and atmosphere to the little details sprinkled throughout the environment, it's great even if you don't know where Italy is.
I gotta Google this. What country is Italy in?
What country is Italy in? Bro.
No, it's a continent.
Oh, that's my bad, guys.
Oh my god.
Hey, we're trying here.
What country is Italy in?
Geology, bro.
It's geography. Geology.
It's geometry, you dumbass.
That's rocks, bro. That's rocks.
Zani's Italian accent doesn't just sound cool, it grounds her character in her world. When she casually recommends a pizza spot in Ragoon, it doesn't feel like a scripted line, it feels like a local advice from someone who's lived there her whole life. This level of cultural specificity in voice acting is incredibly rare in gacha games, and it does wonders for immersion. It's one thing to design a region inspired by Europe, but it's another to have a character who sounds like they belong there. The accent doesn't feel forced or caricatured, it feels natural. And that's a testament not only to the voice actor's skill, but also to the direction behind
Almost
the
died.
scenes.
Nobody
Someone
see
made
anything.
the choice to let Zani's voice carry that Italian flavor, and it paid off beautifully. In a game filled with diverse regions and cultures, having authentic sounding characters makes the world feel more alive and textured. It's not just about sounding cool, it's about believability. You're not just interacting with a character, you're interacting with someone who feels like they've walked the streets of Ragoon, who knows its shortcuts, its best cafes, and its hidden corners. On the Japanese side though, Zani is voiced by Hitomi Ueda, who brings her signature calm and commanding charm into the role.
Bro. How many Hitomi Ueda? How many times have I heard this name? Like, how many things have she worked in? Like, actually. Monster Hunter Stories. What the fuck is that? Huh? One Piece, Chainsaw Man. Yeah. Okay. Might Like a Punch. Huh? Wuthering Waves, yeah, Zani. Bro, I swear I've heard this name like thousands of times. Ain't no way.
What are you yearning for?
E, 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 E.
Performance that feels both composed and warm, effortlessly capturing Zani's tired yet dutiful energy. But it's the English side's Italian touch that sets Zani apart from her peers in the gacha space.
True.
It's something we haven't really seen, or rather heard before in this genre, and it raises the bar for what we can expect from a character localization in the future. A good voice acting doesn't just make a character sound good, it makes the world around them feel real. Zani doesn't just exist in Raguna, she belongs there. If Zani tells you to eat pizza, you're eating pizza, buddy. Because when someone with that level of authenticity gives you advice, you will listen. And if Zani tells you to subscribe to Glaive Kyo, you should absolutely do it as well.
Yeah.
And leave a like while you're at it.
The English actor for this character is
I'm
hot in
gonna
real
subscribe
life.
right now. Yeah. Subscribe, liked, yes. I agree.
Jesus Christ.
Alright, now Zani's design is straight up weaponized attractiveness. We're talking horns, choker, tie, gloves, a jacket, sharp pants, and yes, a tail. But let's not forget the real game changer here. Her tired
buttons.
face. Yes, I know. Now hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out. Somewhere along the way, society collectively decided that eye bags and exhaustion are not just relatable, they are downright attractive. Zani's got that. I've had 3 hours of sleep, 7 shots of espresso, and I'd still take care of you, honey. And I'm like, what? Honestly, respect. You do have the culture. Naturally, the comparisons started rolling in. Kafka from Honkai Star Rail, the same classy aura. Evelyn from Zenless Zone Zero, another stylish powerhouse working under someone else's orders. And of course, Arlecchino from Genshin Impact. Both share that I'll protect you, but also abandoned you at a gas station for plot reasons. But here's the thing, Zani does it better. Why? Because despite the eye bags, despite the obvious exhaustion, and despite every reason she has to just clock out and leave you in Raguna Square, she doesn't. She sticks around. And that balance between her tired eyes and unwavering competence, that's the magic. She doesn't just give off a "you can rely on me" vibe, she proves it. Every glance, every line of dialogue, every sigh of exhaustion feels like it's paired with an unspoken self-confidence. And while Kafka might make you question your sanity, and Arlecchino might make you question your safety, Zani makes you question if you're worthy of being taken care of by someone this effortlessly iconic. Now let me be clear, Zani didn't just trend, she dominated twice. When she got first drip marketed, Twitter turned to Zani Fan Club HQ, and now, after her stellar appearance in the 2.0 story quest, same chaos, different day. But it's more than just trending hashtags and viral fan art. Zani brought entirely new eyes to Wuthering Waves. People who had never even considered touching this game suddenly had their interest piqued, all because of one horned, tired, pizza-loving powerhouse. Characters like Zani are more than just playable units. They are cultural moments. They shape how people see the game, how excited they are for the future, and honestly, how invested they feel in the world of Rina Sita. Zani isn't just another character released, she's a gold standard for anticipation. But here's the real question. What happens when she actually drops? Will she break Twitter again? Will fan artists collectively collapse from overworking themselves? Will Kuro game servers survive the stampede of players logging in just to pull for her? Now, if you made it this far, you're probably just as down bad for Zani as the rest of us, so let's hear it. What do you think about Zani? Do you love her tired face as much as we do? Drop your thoughts in the comments, like and subscribe if Zani is also taking over your brain, and remember, if Zani tells us to jump, do a backflip.
Oh, do a backflip? What? Oh, should I do a backflip right now? What the fuck? Huh? Excuse me?
Zani as the rest of us, so let's hear it. What do you think about Zani? Do you love her tired face as much as we do? Drop your thoughts in the comments, like and subscribe if Zani is also taking over your brain, and remember, if Zani tells us to jump, do a backflip.
Oh, okay, it's fine. I don't have to do a backflip right now. Okay, I'm gonna wait for Zani to tell me to, right? Okay, I'm fine. I'm fine with that. I'm absolutely fine with that. Yep. Yeah, Zani is great. That's all we need to know, all we need to say. Zani, great. Yes. What is that shit rated? No, I've done that already. I don't want to do it again. No! Ah, I cannot do it because I'm in a fight. No. Fuck off. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Fuck's sake. Right. Finally. Okay, so we need the chests. We need to find some chests.
Well, please don't disappoint me.
Whoop. Out of energy, what the fuck?
Frozen blockade.
Oh boy! Locked in the wall. Alright. Hey you! Will you die? Thank you. Bum. Nope, sensor.
What are you yearning
Yep.
for?
And the last, yeah, only one there. I believe it's getting late. Okay, okay. Have a good night. I'm gonna keep reacting to some shit. Alright, let's watch. What are we gonna watch next? I know what I'm gonna watch next. Now the question is, yes. There is no question actually. No, there is no question. There is just yes. So have a good night. See you tomorrow. Or not tomorrow. Or maybe tomorrow. Or maybe in a week. I don't know. Who knows?
The lovely smell of
Alright.
all my prey.
Assassin's Creed Shadows. What is the name again? Will mark the end of Ubisoft. Ooh. Big one. Big one. Subject I love. And
Full weekend,
big one.
and now we have a great week ahead. However, over at Ubisoft, things are not going so well. As it's being reported that Ubisoft has shut down its studio in Leamington, UK.
Another one.
And fired
Yep,
185 employees across several
Yep.
of its offices. The Leamington office worked on Star Wars Outlaws,
Crazy.
Skull and Bones, and Avatar Frontiers of Pandora. Over at
Wow.
Eurogamer, they would further
What a
elaborate-
surprise that 3 massively underperforming games.
W for Ubisoft for closing the failing studio, right? I guess it's we can consider that a win, right? They did fail. You don't bring money. We shut you down. That's a W. For me, that sounds like a W at least.
Games caused the studio that worked on them to get shut down. Who could have ever expected this dramatic change of events? Wow, what a shock.
Yep.
on this, saying that Ubisoft's latest layoff.
Somebody says in chat, this is my mod. My mod is saying this about me. You've spent more hours watching videos about Assassin's Creed Shadows than you will spend playing it and finishing it.
True. Me too, because I will never play this shit. Unless
you are completely right.
Unless I get it for free.
Continues to try and cut costs after a string of disappointing game launches, including the failure of big-budget bet Star Wars Outlaws, the shutdown of live service shooter X Defiant, and repeated delays to Assassin's Creed Shadows,
ooh, yeah,
amidst
closed
wider
X
concern
Defiant
for the
as well.
firm's future. And while this is all occurring, we've got some comedy here with journalist Stefan Totilo trying to hype up Assassin's Creed Shadows by showing coverage
The bamboo.
of
Oh, no.
Yosuke Slicing Bamboo.
Man.
In
Wow.
the tweet he says, I played
Wow.
Assassin's Creed Shadows yesterday and can confirm that it has excellent bamboo slicing tech. I'll have more coverage of the game in GameFile probably tomorrow.
Alright, so imagine that you review a game and the entirety of the good things that you have to say is just compressed in one word: bamboo. That's the only positive note that you find on the game. The bamboo tech. That's what he said. The bamboo tech. The bamboo slicing tech. Wow. I can't wait to put like $120 in a 7A game just to get some bamboo slicing tech. Wow. Can't wait.
Because yeah, this is totally going to save the game.
Yeah.
A top response in a quote tweet would say, "This is not a big deal. More importantly, focus on how Assassin's Creed is distorting Japanese history. Over 100,000 people have signed a petition
bamboo
demanding
slicing.
the
That's right.
cancellation of its release." That same person wasn't done there, further saying, Ubisoft's portrayal of Yasuke as a quote-unquote samurai is being promoted as if it were historically factual, leading to edits on foreign language Wikipedia pages and the spread of misinformation that Japan was actively involved in the slave trade. A book even emerged, creating a fictional legend of a black samurai, quote-unquote, further fueling these inaccuracies.
The guy from
In the second
Wikipedia, right?
image, an excerpt about Assassin's Creed Shadows from Ubisoft Quebec, the developers claim they conducted thorough research, consulted historians, and immersed themselves in Japanese culture.
Yeah,
Yet their
they were
cinematic trailer
immersed.
shows
Yeah.
glaring mistakes.
Like, yeah, I mean, why would you say that? Like, I don't understand it.
Chaz incorrectly shaped Tatami and
Of
samurai
all the
depicted
things to
in
say.
Seiza, which would be highly unusual, contradicting their supposed commitment to historical authenticity. Some may dismiss these
What a
issues as
commitment.
harmless since it's just a game. But in reality, these errors have already influenced public perception. Wikipedia entries have been altered, and new publications are reinforcing false narratives, creating potential long-term misunderstandings about Japanese history. Consequently, more than 100,000 people have signed a petition demanding the game's cancellation, fearing it will mislead further generations.
I think the problem is that they approached it from a degree or from a perspective of authority. If they had just said, hey, we're going to tell this story, it's kind of cool, but, you know, who knows if it's real or not? It's a myth.
Yeah, it's a fiction.
It would be no problem. But, like, if you want to use the authority, you're going to have people that are frustrated with that for sure.
Exactly.
And directly in response to Stefan Dotillo in his replies to that tweet,
The
we
ego's
could
too
see
big, yeah.
responses like, Red Faction had destructible environments in 2001, bro. And this one's saying,
It was a great
"Bruh,
game.
MGR had better slicing tech back on the PS3.
Dude, when I played this game, I was shocked. Because the way that you could cut shit up, and like if you slice the sword this way, the guy's leg would cut in half that way. I was amazed.
Lastly, we've got this top response that says, the devs that made that neglected two things. 1, material resistance. 2, weight of bamboo. Try to cut bamboo horizontally and be next to bamboo falling. It's a slop.
Yep.
That takes us to our very own Permaband, who says, AC fan account trying to market Assassin's Creed Shadows for Ubisoft. Matchlock flips through the helmet, watermelons in spring, or cherry blossoms in summer. Where's that quadruple A quality assurance Ubisoft is touting? And we can see one of the screenshots included show this AC Shadows, this this Assassin's Creed news fan account thing.
Yeah.
Saying Yasuke during a leisurely stroll, and yeah, showing the clipping issue right there and the watermelon on the center left-ish of the screen. You can see right there by Yasuke. Someone said,
Vengeance
nice
way ahead of
clipping
its time.
issues.
Yeah.
And the fan account's like, go crying. This,
Bro,
Wow.
this is the guy that typed it 50,000 fucking times.
is actually a recurring thing with this fan
Yes,
account
he's
because
yes, bro.
they seem to have some sort of mental
This
break.
guy,
He's
this
having a
guy's having a
breakdown.
mental health crisis over the fact that people don't like the same video game as him.
Wow.
It's
Down to
bad.
people laughing
What a-
at AC
what a gift
Shadows,
to your life.
making dozens of responses, as you can see here. Yeah,
What a
they're
time.
just repeating that over and over again, saying, go crying, go crying, go
Yeah.
crying. And finally, that takes us over to the official Assassin's Creed account, where you may have seen this from the other day, where they responded to a clip posted by Nick Tech, showing AC Shadows bugging out in real time after they tried to pet a dog in the game. And AC Shadows, the actual official account, says, note to self, make quote-unquote work in progress appear larger. It'll
Bro,
for
they're
sure
mad. They're so mad.
Ubisoft
Yeah,
been
they're gonna have
collectively
this
getting
sorted
mocked by the
out all
majority
the
of
way. It's
people
no
in their
problem.
responses, saying
Of
things
course.
like work in progress
Why would they
and
not
it's 2
do
months
that?
away. And this one saying, you're not going to fix broken AI in a month. Work in progress means nothing when progress is impossible. We're launching a game in a broken state, and you have to because you don't have the money to delay it further. This is what happens when you DEI hire. You go bankrupt. And over at PC Gamer, similarly to Stefan Dotillo, journalist.
I think in some cases they should have done more DEI hiring. They should have actually hired people from Japan for cultural consultation rather than just guessing it based off of what they saw on anime. I think that that's actually a case where, you know, maybe a little bit more DEI could have been useful.
Not the same DEI.
Well, this is
though.
what they do in Demon Slayer, right? Well, it must be real. Oh, it's the pink trees they have. You know, in Spirited Away?
at PC Gamer are also trying to
Embarrassing.
hype this game up.
Oh.
For example, this headline saying, I
So
played
fucking
6 hours of
embarrassing.
Assassin's Creed Shadows, and folks, I think this one was worth the wait.
Yeah.
The subtext reading, there's a lot riding on, excuse me, there's a lot riding on Shadows for Ubisoft, and it's making a fantastic first impression.
No.
The same journalist over on
No, it's
PC
not.
Gamer had also previously wrote this headline saying, uh-oh, I played 7 hours of Concord this
Concord. Oh yeah, the game that was alive for like 13
This guy
days.
really wants a job, or girl really wants a job at Sony.
Yep.
Oh man, this is an all-time classic. Played. This is a bad one.
weekend.
This is a real
and
bad one.
immediately want back in. So, man, pick a struggle, bro. Like, this guy's not just a gaming journalist for PC Gamer.
Yeah.
He's also a Concord fan. Apparently an AC Shadows enjoyer. Wow, it doesn't end there either.
I want to see their Steam profile or something. Like, I don't believe them. I don't believe you. How do I know you played 7 hours of Concord? You could just have typed that you played 7 hours. What if you're lying?
A post over on Reddit would outline more articles this guy made. For example, after 5 hours of exploring the galaxy and ghosting past stormtroopers, Star Wars Outlaws is finally winning me over. Our best look yet.
Wait.
What are you yearning for?
This person has written all of these. I guess you can. You know what? I think this person is probably one of the most influential game journalists in the space right now, because basically, you know how like you have a seal of approval.
That's
well,
a seal of
think about this
disapproval.
as like the exact opposite.
Yeah.
So like if they think this game is going to be really good, watch out.
Ubisoft's open world Star Wars game. And 8 hours in, an SSK to JL doesn't seem like the disaster some were waiting for. It's pretty fun. Bro has actually made it his mission, his life's mission, to defend AAA
Defend
swap.
every bad
Anyways,
game.
Yeah, hilarious stuff in my opinion, as that's the latest
Yeah.
news going on with Ubisoft.
They treat
Hope you
playing
enjoyed the
bad
coverage,
games like
and
a
if you
job.
did, please consider
To be fair, it is their job.
subscribing to the channel. Appreciate your support. Once again, have a great week
But you
ahead.
don't have to
and
say
I look
they're
forward
good.
to seeing you in the next one.
That's just so funny for
So
me to see this.
DHS
Give me a
sources-
minute. Let me go back. And yeah, Outlaws is massively overhated, to be fair.
No, it's bad.
No. I played it. I played it. You're wrong. It sucks.
Basically.
Yep. It sucks. I played it. I saw it. It's not good. Go crying. Yep.
Your sister seemed quite satisfied with the handling I gave her earlier. Hey, lurido porco! Ezio, my friend. Ah, ma che te piglia? You insult my sister, parading around with this puttana.
Oh.
What are you talking about?
My accomplishments, despite the constant interference of failures like...
See, this is why, bro, like, this is why we gotta have, you wanna have Christianity make a comeback, you gotta start showing up in tier 2 again. You gotta pull up into tier 5, full regalia. You got the full set on. Yeah, you gotta be dripped the fuck out.
Mm-hmm.
Constant interference of failures like
Guy
you.
looks like a badass.
Where is the piece of Eden?
Stop! I know where it is!
I'm Zio.
Pleased to meet you. God's day.
Just call me Zio.
Dear.
Zio.
You,
Mary,
Mary, Reed, and Bonny, are to go from hence to the place from whence you came, and from thence to the place of execution, where you shall be severally hanged by the neck, till you are severally dead, dead, dead!
Who's pregnant? You can't hang a woman quick with child, can ye?
Uh-oh.
Elise! Elise! Elise!
Look at you. Goody two shoes, is it? You think
Yeah, these are pretty
offensive old
good.
hangman's going to change what we do here?
In 2012, the sun threw off a mass coronal ejection so large, it should have wrecked all life on Earth.
No.
You do not have to look to the past to know who you are. Who you can be.
Man.
Is it Mirage?
Choose, Spasm.
Oh yeah, it's Mirage.
Put your faith in me.
Are you alright? Where is your mother?
Stay away! Did the Ronin who killed my mother send you?
What?
Fuck.
Nobody
Oh, boy.
has sent me to harm you.
I I prayed to the kami to make me a spirit too, so I don't have to be lonely and scared.
What is this accent?
Are you ready?
She's Japanese.
Chika?
I'm ready for you to tell me
Obviously.
what the shrine fortune says.
Who gave you that? It doesn't belong to you. You shouldn't be here.
What?
Damn!
Oh, hip hop! Yeah, let's go. Whoa.
Well, I've never seen a game evolve backwards in the same way that Assassin's Creed has. I really haven't, because like, I was never like a big player of these single player games, but whenever I see all the comparisons to the old games, it really makes me want to go back and try them out. I never knew that they were that good, man. It's insane. Yeah, the Ezio was the OG ladies man? Yeah, I guess so, right? When you ever play the other ones, compare it to Shadows? So, if I'm going to play one, I'll tell you what I'm going to play. I'm going to play Black Flag. Because that's the one that I think is super cool. Yeah, with like sailing around on the boats and everything like that, I would do that one.
Great idea. Black Flag is good. It's amazing, even. Come here, you fucking bitch. Yep, gotcha. Whoop. Did I get it? Did I not get it? What the fuck? Right. E. Right. What else do we have here? That's too long. Ubisoft nuked these Assassin's Creed Shadow reviews. We have some garbage. Garbage. Oh, yo, someone is live. His name is Captain Baggett. What the fuck? Ew. What's this? Simji.
Hey guys, I hope you're having a wonderful day so far, and in today's video I have the third Race On challenge for you all. Before we get into the details, let's recap the results for last week. By the way, if you guys have not yet, make sure to head over to my website simg.store. You can find the link in the video's description. We have different hats, hoodies, as well as shirts. In last week's challenge we had 59 total participants, which is the highest that we've had for any challenge. Thank you to everyone who participated. 25 racers achieved the Legend Medal, 28 achieved the Gold Medal, 5 achieved the Silver Medal, and unfortunately 1 racer missed out on the medal. Race On Challenge number 2's winner was Oishkip, setting a crack time of a 2:15.805 on Toge style in the Camaro SS, securing himself not only the Legend Medal but the $40 bounty prize for last week's challenge. Congratulations. Now if you want to participate in this week's challenge, this is what you'll need. Grab yourself the Koenigsegg Jesko and Hypercar and hop on the track called GP Glory, which is the first race in the Bike Lovers
that's
playlist.
a tough one.
Here are the rules for this week's challenge. What is allowed? Nitrochemist sets, shortcuts, clutch, resets, and what is not allowed is having a slip partner. This is meant to be a solo time attack. Here are the rewards for this week's challenge. There is a $10 grand prize for whoever gets the fastest time. There is also 4 time medals like last week with specific times to achieve each. To get the bronze medal, you need a time of 5:10.0 or faster. For the silver medal, you need a time of 5:02.0 or faster. And for the gold medal, you need a time of 4:56.0 or faster. And the hidden medal, the Legend Medal. The time to achieve this OP medal is unknown, and no one will know what time is needed to achieve it until after the competition. So you will need to push yourself beyond the other medals for a chance. This is how submissions will work. You must record your entire run and post it in the designated channel in my Discord. You can find my Discord invite link in the description below. Once you're in my Discord, hop into the category that says to start, then hop into the channel roles, and at the bottom, grab the Motorfest Challenger role. This will give you access to all the necessary channels you will need. You will have 7 days from when this video is posted to get the best time you can and submit your run. The submission deadline can be found in the pinned comment below or in my Discord. Best of luck to all of you. Give it your best shot and don't forget to continue to raise the bar.
Sounds like a pretty fun challenge. So wait. So
time of a
Jesco?
Yourself not only. Now, if you want to participate in this week's challenge, this is what you'll need. Grab yourself the Koenigsegg Jesco and Hypercar and hop on the track called GP Glory, which is the first race in the Bike Lovers playlist.
That's
Here are
a
the rules
tough
for
one,
this
though.
week's challenge. What is allowed? Nitrochemist sets, shortcuts, clutch, resets, and what is not allowed is having a slip partner. This is meant to be a solo time attack. Here are the rewards for this week's challenge. There is a $10 grand prize for whoever gets the fastest time. There is also 4 time medals like last week with specific times to achieve each. To get the bronze medal, you need a time of 5:10.0 or faster. For the silver medal, you need a time of 5:02.0 or faster. And for the gold medal, you need a time of 4:56.0 or faster. And the hidden medal, the legend medal. The time to achieve this OP medal is unknown, and no one will know what time is needed to achieve it until after the competition. So you will need to push yourself beyond the other medals for a chance. This is how submissions will work. You must record your entire run and post it in the designated channel in my Discord. You can find my Discord invite link in the description.
Sounds pretty fun. I think I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna try at least. Alright. Oh yeah. E. That was good. That was good.
A little treat.
Only one left? Oh god. Finally. Oh, that's the page one. Oh boy. Bim bam bim bam bim bam boom. Okay. Easy. Pupuru pupu pupurum. Oh. Oh, that was behind this shit. Okay. I'm gonna try again. Gotta try again. Let me try again! Fuck off. Don't want to talk to you. I will try again. I think at least 75%. Okay. Okay. Gotcha. Up to the shroom, and then back there. Should be better. Way better. 85. Huh? What a scam. That absolutely sucks. This kind of puzzles, they are like, meh. Nah. Nobody cares. Like, huh? That sucks. Do we have anything else to watch? Rhino Summit? No. It's finally over. What? Oh.
Yo.
Yo, what's good, buddy boy?
Yo, welcome back, bruh. Dude, I completely missed your stream today because I was playing Marvel Rivals.
I saw you play with Shy Lily, huh?
Yeah, dude,
I forgot this guy. Oh boy.
Sucks so bad.
Yeah, so are you guys dating now or no?
Oh my god, shut the fuck up, bro.
I'm sorry, is that not public? My bad. Guys, I was joking.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, I heard you and Genozad talk this morning.
Yeah, we did. I think it was a really, really good talk, man.
He said that he was giving you gotcha therapy.
Not really gacha therapy, but like he made me have more perspective. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Genozad is a great dude with a good head on his shoulders, so I'm glad you.
I think he's really, really smart. Yeah, he knows how to. He knows his, not really like just gacha, but like his philosophy in life is pretty nice.
No, I don't think he's smart. Yeah, I would not use that word to describe Genozad.
He's dumb. Oh, okay, yeah.
I mean, the guy spent $2,000 on Rocha. You know, like how smart can the guy be?
That's bad.
I mean, if he enjoys it, why not, dude?
Well,
no.
Bro, I'm just saying, man. Anybody who spends $2,000 on a video game is just fucking dumb. Myself included, of course. I'm not exempt from that. I think we're all. I think we're all dumb in this space, and that's why I think everybody's just being so.
We're just dumb playing gacha.
Because essentially, we are a community of idiots who spend far too much money on shit that doesn't matter, and then in 2 to 3 years, when we all fall off, we'll just think, where'd all my money go? Oh, well, at least I have an R5 staff of Homa. But that's okay. That'll be for the homeless arc that all gacha creators are going to have to go through. You know what's crazy? 2 creators are already going through their homeless arc. I believe their names are VXV Fiction and Damone Kim. So those guys are already ahead of the curve. So we'll see what happens after that. But yeah, gacha creators and homelessness go hand in hand.
That's very, very scary, actually. Are you like joking or what?
I'm being dead ass.
Oh shit! Are they okay?
No, they both died. They're fine. They're fine. They're as fine as they can be, man. They're as fine as they can be. Yeah.
Yeah, but I just kind of want to talk because I missed your stream yesterday, and I don't want to go through like clips or like reacting this and that, and like I think we can just like get it over and done with right here, right now, man. Yep.
Oh, okay. What's good?
What? Shouldn't I be asking you that question?
With what?
With like everything, man.
What, did something happen?
No, but like I think it would be nice if how do I say this? It would be nice if there's less war, and I fully acknowledge that, I'm definitely very instigated on Twitter.
No, man, I mean, here's the thing, man. I think that you know that you've been going a little bit crazy.
Yep.
Right.
On Twitter, I would say. Yep.
Dumb.
Yeah, on Twitter, right? I feel like you get it.
Ooh, there.
And I feel like
Secret.
I understand why it happened. But honestly, as much as, and I mean this genuinely, as much as everybody wants me to blow up on you, I'm just not gonna do that. I'm just literally. I already told you I'm just never gonna do that, right? Because like, I mean, I get it. I mean, you say some dumb shit for a couple of weeks, but at the end of the day, I mean, I know you're not like that, so who cares? You didn't do, like, let's be real. The worst thing you did was make a couple people angry, and you made a couple of pro-corporate takes. That's it. You know, like, you're not out here saying that you're not saying the shit that Kateo said. There's not really anything that crazy. I know a lot of people want to, like, put you on a fucking cross and sacrifice you, but, like, I just don't care.
And that's the thing. It's just that, I would say the amount of response over the things that I said is quite crazy. And I kind of just, as of the most recent one anyways, it was more to like hopefully let people see that, as per, Marco Meatball, he was like, it's a video game. And like, this is the response that people are giving for a video game. There are a lot worse things. And I think after the talk with Genozard, I think it is, with all due respect, I think it's hopeless because this will never go away, and people will always be this attached to this medium of entertainment. So I think the best course is just peace, and
it's pointless trying to. It's like tanking in Marvel Rivals, but like you have no sustain, and he just died for fun. And that's like the best way he put it.
Sure. So like this is essentially what I see. So back in 2021, I was a very different guy. I was angry at pretty much everything because the problem is that there was a bunch of CCs who were causing issues non-fucking stop. There were people, you know, coming to my house, taking photos of my door, saying they're going to kill me if I play a game. There were content creators going after me, my marriage. There were creators going behind the scenes, only giving contracts and opportunities to other Asian creators. There were other creators accepting contracts by the company for $0. That way nobody else got fucking paid, and that way the community would also be punished in kind. These days, there's just not really any issues anymore. I kind of killed.
Absolutely.
I just kind of killed everybody who was causing problems. So right now, well, you know, it is what it is. You know what I mean? And I'll forever bear the curse of those people's communities of content creators that I killed. I mean, let's be real. Enviosity's community isn't gone. Asian Guy's community isn't gone. They're in everybody else's trying to be fucking pieces of shit. And the reality is that those people are never going to go away. I think right now the gacha space is the best it's ever been. I mean, obviously, and let's just be fucking real, there's only 2 people in this space who are currently being a little bit silly. And I think, you know, and as much as you hate the guy, this might hurt to hear. I think you and Saint are very similar, Mr. Pokey. I do, and I know you guys don't like each other, but I think you guys have been having some pretty similar shit where you're just saying some shit that you just shouldn't say.
No,
because you know it's going to cause problems. But yeah, that's pretty much it. But like, do I think what you guys have done are enough to get me to stop talking to y'all? No, absolutely not. But I just feel like it can be very reversed by just, you know, going back to your roots, doing what you need to do. Drama's fun, but it's just not necessary right now.
I think it's a little bit less so that, oh my god, I'm doing so much drama. It's just that this whole Twitter thing is basically derailing me because like people on Twitter, they wouldn't watch my content anyways. So I would say like there's a 95% of my content, it's all pertaining to like the usual things that, you know, I still do for the past 2 years. It's just that I don't know what I got my hands on the whole power creep thing, and the whole thing just keeps going on and on and on. I do want to keep clear that this whole power creep discussion that oh my god on level and like he's a whole predator on anything, I don't think I regretted it because I feel like I've had a pretty nice conversation with a lot of you guys, and getting the sentiment that, you know, what the public feels, as well as me making the follow-up on, you know, how do you really see how this power creep thing works, which is, you know, basically FOMO. It was quite nice. Everything else after that, I would say, you know, okay, me personally, I think half of it was probably just the collateral damage. It was an area of effect from like the previous tweet, and then the previous tweet, and then the previous tweet, and then the previous tweet, and it just kept building on and on and on to the point where this Zenless Zone 0 tweet, where I copied word for word from Rednu, that was like the craziest shit. True. Because they really have so much of this AoE from last time that, oh my god, this guy's at it again. again and again and again. Yeah. But yeah, so that's kind of like how things just kept building up. Yeah.
Sure, and I understand that tweet from Rednu was just like, I mean, let's just be real. The tweet that Rednu put out was also just like, and I'm just gonna have to say it, that Rednu tweet was a very guys, please give me attention tweet. It legitimately was. Nobody can change my mind. That was a please give me an attention tweet. So when you tweeted the same thing and people don't have that context, because I'll be real, nobody, and just, you know, no disrespect, nobody fucking knows who Rednu is. And a lot of people know who Mr. Pokey is. So they don't have the context that that's where that tweet came from. They have no fucking idea who that guy is. Right? So they see you typing this, which is the guy who's been going fucking nuts on fucking Twitter. Saying, you know, fuck everybody, it's their fault, the company is, at least this is the way people perceive it, that the company can do
everybody. It's not like all just everybody, but yeah, there's nuance here and there, but yeah.
Sure, you know, sure, maybe there's a little bit of an exaggeration. But a lot of people know who you are. They see what you've been doing or what they perceive you to have been doing, and so
what is that?
You know, I mean, Zizix, my buddy, he's my black friend. You know, he says a lot of things.
Yeah, I love him.
But if I were to say the same things that he says, even if I were quoting him, well, nobody knows who fucking Zizix is, and I would get into a lot of shit for merely paraphrasing and quoting what it is that he said. So yeah, I mean, that tweet screams, I am trying to cause an issue, in all essence. I mean, it literally says in the tweet, if this tweet pisses enough people off, if this tweet gets enough attention, then I'll make a more fool of myself, which is just like, all right, well, what'd you expect to happen?
Okay, but I do want to kind of like swing a bet for Renu a little bit. I feel like the tweet wasn't really that like incendiary or like instigating though. It's basically just he feels that Xenoblade Zone Zero's combat is way better than Wuthering Waves. It's not really a thing like, oh my god, kill Wuthering Waves, I hate Wuthering Waves. It was just comparing like their combat system, which I think like a lot of the hatred, whether was it towards me for like the past thing, or was it towards like Renu's tweet, it might be a little bit unjustified. Because I feel like my follow-up attack, oh my god, the long essay is like, if you were to talk about this with like a rational adult, they wouldn't be like, oh my god, this guy needs to die. They was like, okay, yeah, sure, but here are why I think it's not that great.
So if the tweet wasn't incendiary, why did he put, if this post pisses enough people off?
I think he knows that the gacha community is not too... They're not too... They won't take this kind of things too kindly.
Right.
And
so if he knows that, why was he doing it?
I guess to prove a point.
Sure, but the other thing is, I mean, if you were a guy who said that Marco Meatball's thumbnail was like fine, or like that wasn't fine, you said that Marco Meatball's thumbnail was like toxic, right? So like,
no, I did not say that, but okay. Wait, we actually talked, by the way, me and Marco Meatball. It was great.
Are you sure? Are you sure you did not say that?
A little treat found, yeah.
I didn't say his thumbnail was toxic.
Hold up.
It was more like, yeah, sure.
Let me just, I swear to God, you said something along the lines of...
I basically repeated what he said in his own tweet, which is he acknowledged that his thumbnail was I don't know if it was like instigating or like inflammatory, but I basically quoted what he said in his own tweet. Yeah.
The other problem is that Marco Meatball, he knows that thumbnail was not incendiary. He knows it was not inflammatory, that it was not to instigate anything. However, he was bullied into that position by the community being down his throat, so he just gave a quick little, yeah, you're right, guys, yeah, you're right, it was bad. It's the same thing that happened with Valkyrie, where she said no cap on a stack for real, and then African Americans said, hey, you can't say that, that's African American vernacular. And so she said, oh yeah, you're right, I'm stealing your people's words. She didn't fucking mean that. Everybody knows it's fine to say no cap on a stack for real, but sometimes content creators get forced to saying things they don't want to apologize for. Marco Meatball is 100% wrong. That thumbnail was not a problem whatsoever. It doesn't matter if he said that it was, it's simply not. That was a position that he didn't have previously. That was a situation in a position that he was put in by the people being outraged. That's it. And as you said, that was because he's an emotional guy.
No, but okay, wouldn't you say that? Okay, I don't know, but I feel that both Marco Meatball's thumbnail, as well as the original point made by Rednew, like, you know, they were essentially the first thumbnail. It was kind of like positioning one game better than the others. And I think Rednew's tweet, it was also basically saying like, wouldn't you say both, they're kind of like in the same category? Or do you think Rednew's tweet is like way worse than the thumbnail that Marco made?
So Marco Meatball put a thumbnail of Carlotta above Kafka and Hutao. Okay? Hutao was admittedly making a funny face, and there was a big wave behind it. Rednew made a tweet literally saying, if this post pisses enough people off and gets enough attention, I'll make a video capitalizing on the instigation.
Well, please don't disappoint me.
I think aside from the if this post pisses enough people off part, the original point was he thinks Xenoblade Zone Zero combat is way better than Wuthering Waves.
We should not ignore a part of the post. We should take the post as its entirety. And the entirety of the post is like, why else would you say, if this makes you mad enough, then I'll do it? Because the thing is, him saying that is him knowing that it's going to make people mad.
Found ya.
But why would it make people mad? Like, it's not a very diabolical point.
Sure, I agree, but it's the way that it's phrased. right? I'm sure that if he were to comment, I've really been enjoying Wuthering Waves more than Zenless Zone Zero lately, it would have been fine. But it's when you say, I think this is better than that, and if this makes people mad enough, well, then I'll make a video on it.
What are you?
No, I feel like if you were to say, I enjoyed Zenless Zone Zero more than Wuthering Waves, and then if you follow up with, if this post pisses enough people off, I'll make a video about it. I feel like he would still get a pretty negative response because of that line. As long as he made this comparison between two games, I think we all know that this gacha tribalism thing is never gonna die down. And the moment he made that, it would have been, you know, it would have caused war regardless.
Well, I mean, I'll be real. The red new tweet as well, even though it was posed like that, there's nobody attacking.
So many chests. Found where?
Like,
I get you outed.
I'm just saying, like, if you go through his replies, there's nobody even saying.
Okay, let's try loot mapper.
It's people just
yes!
Okay. I think we'll just see if that video will cook it. But yeah. Regardless, I think my bottom line for myself anyways, at least after the talk with Legend's art, is you know, just go back to the farm as Thorfinn and just chill.
Yeah, no, I agree. The problem is that last time we had this talk, and I thought I got through to you, the next day you went completely back on everything that we talked about.
Treat.
Right, and so that's like.
Wait, it was a power creep thing, right?
Yeah, we were talking about how, like, obviously we both agreed that it was the business's issue first.
Well.
Yeah, and then you agreed that it was the business's issue first, and then the next day you said it's a consumer issue first, and then I was like, huh, so then what was the point of that whole conversation?
I think for that specifically, it has nothing to do with gacha tribalism. It was more pertaining to, like, strictly just Honkai Star Rail. And my initial intention anyways, it was to hopefully help people see that, okay, maybe do these things aside from just keep pulling new units and they can actually make our account better. But that was kind of like the initial thing, and I think it's like take two hands to clap. You know, people that don't play the game, people that don't chase the meta but still wants everything, doesn't really have too much relation to everything that happened afterwards, because it's not really gacha tribalism. And then the follow-up with, like, the whole Marco Meatball and now this Zenless Zone Zero tweet, that is, like, almost exclusively gacha tribalism. And then when I talked with Genocide, he helped me see that, you know, it's a pointless battle because it's just gonna be there forever. And yeah, I think after that, I agree.
You said a whole lot of words. I don't know what that was about.
Okay, was I not speaking English?
I was trying to lock in though. I got no idea what the fuck you were saying there.
Okay,
yeah. Yeah, go ahead. Try again. What the fuck are you saying?
TLDR, I don't think we'll be having this conversation.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm not gonna lie, bro. I got so much shit for trying to help you out there. I don't feel like having egg on my head twice. So
oh wait, actually, I kind of wanna talk to you about this. Would you feel that, I would say that a lot of your chatters,
a lot.
I think I would say it's a pretty decent chunk. Wouldn't you say that the content that like all these like drama and kind of stuff, it would be part of the reason why gacha tribalistic people would be there though? Because of the whole Genshin thing. So like I feel like it might be a little bit difficult for you because a large part of it is tied to gacha tribalism.
Don't disappoint me.
What?
Okay, so you're saying that. Hold on, I'm trying to figure out what you're saying here.
Like your audience would like, okay, not all, but like I would think your audience would be drawn to gacha tribalism. So it would be quite difficult for you to kind of take a position between myself and.
My chat enjoys gacha tribalism. My community enjoys gacha tribalism when it's about the betterment of the game state for the players and making companies meet our standards. They don't like tribalism when it comes to just shitting on people for no reason.
Okay. Okay, I think that's fair. It's just that at the end of the day, it's still kind of gacha tribalism, but yeah, sure.
What the? I mean, the thing is, gacha tribalism will always exist. There's no way to get rid of it. There's no way. I mean, everybody's gonna have their favorites, and passionate fans are a thing that you're never gonna be able to change. There's never gonna be a point where everybody says, "I love all games equally." That's just, we're not parents. You know, we all have our favorites. And to be honest, it's just not a problem. The only thing that problems is when people take gacha tribalism so far to where they're willing to take their blind loyalty and not hold their content creators and their businesses accountable for providing the best space for the players' game state. That's pretty much all that matters. The only thing that matters is the players' enjoyment of the game and the game state for the players. That's pretty much it.
So would you say like there's a way to make gacha tribalism like a good thing?
I think it is. I think it already is a good thing.
Okay.
Right,
Okay.
like I
learning.
think
I'm
it
learning,
is
yeah.
good. I think it is good when people say, man, HSR and ZZZ got all of this and Genshin got nothing. Hoyo, why the fuck are you not giving us this in Genshin? I think that's perfectly fine.
Treat.
I feel like it's a pretty slippery slope though, because
Sure.
I think this concept is fine because like having this competitiveness between companies, it would drive like better products and all that kind of stuff. And I think rational people think this, but I think it will also be like a slippery slope because the other extreme is like, man, fuck this, fuck that, and like it gets a lot uglier from there. And I think based on the past experiences I've had, leaving the trust for the internet to not do these things, to be rational, is not a good expectations to have for myself anyways.
I think what it's going to turn into, because once again...
Oh, bro, Pokey yaps too much to say. Absolutely nothing. I'm getting tired of listening to him. He's just... Bruh. Oh, yeah, Saint Ontas is better. Yeah, let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, it does appear that the Wuthering Waves and the Zenless Zone communities are being prompted to, well, have a bit of a standoff, have a little bit of tussling, have a little bit of a gacha tribalism, and a little bit of fighting. And it's safe to say that a lot of it is primarily due to the fact that content creators are trying to farm, right? It's pretty safe to say that at this point, you look at stuff about Zenless Zone Zero on YouTube, and it's safe to say that, well, the YouTube game for this game is not going particularly well. We're seeing a lot of creators, right, who typically get much higher views on their content. When they shift over to this game, well, let's be honest, it's not doing particularly well. And obviously, right, when you're putting in the same amount of effort in your videos and, you know, you're doing things like just merely switching the game title and you're not getting the same results, let's be honest, guys, sometimes it's in your best interests to do a little bit of farming, draw a little bit of engagement, right? And unfortunately, a lot of content creators, right? We see this post over here by Rednew, just like a goofy, fun little post, because Rednew is one of the biggest ZZZ fans in the business. He's also played Wuthering Waves 2.0 as well. He's played quite a bit of it, so he kind of like has a leg to stand on to at least argue his opinion here. We have content creators like Mr. Pokey, Mr. Jokey, on the other hand. Well, they're just plagiarizing. It's literally word for word. They're plagiarizing again. And I don't know if this is like an Eastern CC thing or something like that, but Mr. Pokey has done quite a bit of plagiarism in the past, and it looks like he's perfectly happy with doing it again. So we're just seeing another bit of content theft once again. Let's go ahead and read it out loud. I think Zenless Zone Zero's combat is a lot better than Wuthering Waves'. And if this post pisses enough people off or has enough likes, I'll make a video explaining why. Same exact carbon copy of Rednew's tweet. So, obviously we got the reaction for Rednew over here, and it's safe to say that this is a post, right, that's trying to trigger a little bit of a war. This is a post that's trying to trigger a little bit of gacha tribalism. Sorry, little bit is the wrong word. It's trying to trigger a fucking straight up war, right? Make some engagement bait between the communities, create a lot of unneeded back and forth, a lot of unneeded fighting that, you know, is supposed to go ahead and draw some more views, get some more views to content specifically in ZZZ overall. And we can clearly see over here, right, from some of Mr. Pokey's past tweets, this is kind of like his main purpose, right? He's made a lot of very, very controversial takes, talked a lot of shit about a lot of people, and he's basically doing it, right, so that he can brag about his engagement, he can brag about his farm. And what you can view this as, ladies and gentlemen, is simply another example of doing that. Because it's safe to say that the Zenless Zone Zero and the Wuthering Waves community, in its current state, they don't really have a reason to be at war. They don't really have a reason to draw a lot of controversy towards each other, have a lot of like these takes, putting one game over the other. We're kind of just having a good time right now because both games are doing pretty good from an enjoyment perspective. And we don't really have necessarily a reason to fight. But as you all know from Mr. Pokey, right, he's very focused on those analytics. He's very focused on doing well in the YouTube game. And when he's uploading Zenless Zone Zero videos, right, and they're getting, let's be honest here, pretty shitty views, it's great that these two are lined up together. When they're getting like pretty shitty views, well, you know what that means. It's time to go back to the salt mines and make some more shitty takes. The reason why Red News takeover here, in my eyes, is fine, and the reason why Mr. Pokey's is bad is for a few simple reasons. Red News has actually played both games. Mr. Pokey doesn't even play ZZZ or Wuthering Waves. His account managers play the game for him on both sides. So let's be honest here. He has actually no real leg to stand on in any single part of this conversation. And so his post is entirely just engagement baiting because he can't play both games. He doesn't actually know what goes into creating these characters. He doesn't know what goes into the actual mechanics. And sure, he might know a little bit more about ZZZ than Wuthering Waves, but hey,
because it's easier.
I think the fact that he doesn't get that much engagement on these, it's kind of like, I think his audience can kind of tell he doesn't really know how to play them either. Just a thought. And especially when it comes to Wuwa, right? Bro has no clue what he's ever talking about. Let's be honest here. And so when we think about it from this perspective, right? We think about him being the sort of like holier than thou gotcha Jesus, talking about how gotcha tribalism is bad. Fuck it, I'll just pull up the tweet there too. Mr. Pokey's taking a stance as sort of like the gotcha Jesus, right? Let me just... Good thing the search feature's here. He's talking about the main causes of gotcha tribalism. He's talking about how gotcha tribalism people are, well, I mean, again, mentally retarded. But then we do this. So I can imagine by his own words, Pokey is calling himself mentally retarded. That's the only thing I can assume, right? So he's saying people that do gotcha tribalism have a mental illness and it's not his problem. But Pokey, by your own words, you have the mental illness. And if you do, then I think it is your problem. I think that's relatively fair to say. And so I guess this is the thing. What's going on? I think you need help. I actually do think you need help. I think you're so lost in the sauce when it comes to these analytics that you have no idea what you're even saying anymore. To the point where just taking a look at your past tweets that you haven't deleted, you by your own words are retarded. You are the person that's bitching and whining like your mom dropped you. By your own words, you should ban yourself from your own chat. Nobody gets it anymore. It's so confusing. Nobody understands anymore. Sure, all these past tweets, right? We could just view them as like you being an asshole and engagement baiting. But now you just look stupid. Stop it. Get some help. Just stop it. Go talk to Dr. K. What's going on? Jesus Christ. At this point, it's not even like farming to like criticize your takes. It's just farming at this point so that maybe there will be enough members of the gotcha community that can like make a sub goal for therapy or something. I don't even know what's going on anymore. Maybe you do make a therapist appointment a sub goal. You need some help. Like, or at least like a Twitter account manager. Somebody that can like, you know, teach you how to play the game of tweeting. Like how somebody teaches you how to play ZZZ or Wuthering Waves. At this point, it's just getting sad. It is actually just getting sad at this point. Why make so many contradictory statements? Why call yourself stupid? Why claim that you got dropped on the head now? Why call yourself a dog that needs to bark for attention? All of these things that you're talking shit about for other people, they literally can just be applied to you. And it's genuinely worse because you don't know how to play both of these games. And at this point, people know that. And so they just look at this and you're getting ratioed into infinity and beyond. People are posting shit like this. This is the same guy that cried on YouTube because his Twitch viewers were fighting and ruining his experience with Genshin 5.3. You are slowly becoming the laughingstock of the gotcha space. And thank God, Mr. Pokey, you had one moment of clarity and you decided to delete this tweet. But unfortunately, you did leave it up for at least 4 minutes and you got a lot of followers. You wrote, you protect smaller CCs from the Twitter mob. You create content for the entire gotchaverse. Let's backtrack and think about those statements for a second. Red New doesn't need your protection because he actually knows what he's talking about. You're basically being a target dummy, claiming you're a target dummy for Red New, but you have no clue what you're talking about when it comes to both games. Second, you create content for the entire gotchaverse. You are literally just making yourself a laughingstock and the biggest hypocrite that everybody has ever seen. And so people are literally pointing at you and laughing at your stupidity. You forgive ignorant players attacking your content and character. Brother man, you are the one attacking your content and character. All you simply have to do is read this tweet and realize that you are just simply insulting yourself. You're the only one attacking yourself here. You have a whole 3 fucking paragraphs shitting on yourself. Literally 3 paragraphs where you just shit on yourself. You educates bricked accounts from greed and stupidity. Yeah, by telling people to just pull all the new characters and then telling them to just re-roll instead of playing with their 1.0 roster, because they'll have a better account from simply re-rolling instead of continuing to play on their veteran account. You expect nothing in return and leave. Then what is this post? What is this post talking about your analytics? verify if that post is real. We got 2 people linking the exact same thing that I'm pretty sure don't know each other. We got 2 people linking the exact same thing that I'm 90% sure they don't know each other. That post is real. I saw it live. He posted it. He created this post live on his Twitch. It's 100% real. Yep, I'm the GOAT. You're welcome. You're the GOAT of shitting on yourself. Pokey, you might be comfortable saying that other people are farming on you, other people are attacking you. This is the reality of the matter. There's nobody better at shitting on Mr. Pokey than Mr. Pokey himself. Because a post like this, where he insults Gacha tribalism, where he talks about all the problems it causes, when he talks about what sort of vindictive actions he's gonna take against it, my oh fucking my. What is even going on here? What in the hell even is this? At this point, I think you need to be studied. I do believe that you might need to be studied. There's no point in even talking about these 2 games. Rednew has a reason to talk about it. He's played both of them. You don't play these games. You log on with giga-invested characters that you didn't build. You have no idea how they work. And then you proceed to clear the content through sheer absurd substat investment on artifacts, disk drives, echoes that you didn't grind. You're the person that's test driving somebody else's account at this point and claiming that it's your own. Everybody knows that at this point. Everybody knows that at this point. And so it's clear you're looking for more engagement over here. You're looking for more of these analytics. But at this point, it's just coming off as desperate. You're not summoning the Gacha Avengers. You're summoning a psychiatrist because you are fucking schizoing out at this point. This is just schizoing out. You're at the point where people are just, again, random Twitter users are just ratioing the fuck out of you. And if this is the way that you want to drive engagement, reminder, attack me, do not attack other creators. It motivates me to get stronger because I do not crumble, I do not succumb, I do not yield.
Bruh.
You made an entire video bitching about how Gacha tribalism was making you feel sad. Are you the fucking Katy Perry song? Are you hot and cold? Are you hot right now? Were you cold back then? What's going on? Everyone's just confused at this point. People read this, and it's not like a fiery reaction of like, oh, we need to like shit on this guy. Oh my god, he's so wrong. That's not what people are thinking right now. People are just looking at this, and they're just sad. They're wondering, why has he become like this? What has happened to the old CN guide plagiarizer that we knew in the past? What happened to that Pokey? They've been seeing this crash out. It's like they've been seeing this car crash in slow motion. That's been your Twitter. That's been your channel for the entire month of January. And it's not rage that people are feeling. It's pity. Because holy shit, you actually do need a coming to Jesus moment at this point. What is going on? You need help. Get some help. 2025, we're not even a 12th of the way through. You said 2025 was going to be a drama-free year. You've broken the one promise you made. Honestly, in less than a week. And you're just breaking it again and again and again. But hey, maybe it'll drive increased viewership for another week or 2. Maybe you'll start hitting 15K on these vids, right? Maybe your next ZZZ vid won't do 9K in 24 hours because you're trying to farm all this engagement. But the thing is, all of this negative attention, all of this negative PR, you might have been bragging about it in the short term, but let's be honest, I don't think it's really yielding that many dividends right now. I think that this was a poor investment option. And I think you might be digging yourself into a deeper and deeper hole with every contradictory, brain-dead tweet you continue to make. At this point, yeah, this isn't even rage baiting anymore. This is pity baiting. I don't think anyone's mad at saying this. They just feel sad. They just feel sad at this point. That you've either gotten this desperate or this delusional. And it's disappointing to see. He's currently using his special move. This is Pokey's ultimate.
Poor guy. I mean, poor guy. Bruh. Silver Moon, Crimson Moon, what the fuck is that? Oh, bruh. Ah! Oh, yo. Oh, man. God damn. Pokey's sad, man. Mr. Pokey's so sad. I don't know what else to put. I don't know. I don't know. Well, is there anything new with Zach? The worst take in WoW history. Ooh!
All right,
Oh, yeah.
ladies and gentlemen,
Let's
I've been
go,
hearing
Ben.
a lot of mixed opinions about this video in particular by HC Casual. And this video is talking about how he's worried that ZZZ's combat may be better than Wuthering Waves.
No
After
way.
seeing a title like that, I thought it would be in my best interest to take a review of his channel. And what it looks like to me is that, well, he has one video talking about how ZZZ's combat is good, and it's just been all ZZZ ever since. So you can imagine that there's a degree of bias in here. There's a degree of bias in the content. So we gotta have that framing in mind as we go through. So let's go ahead and give it a look and see how valid these thoughts are. I do have experience in both games.
Hey, it's your resident combo obsessed bestie here to say, nah, the title isn't rage bait. I'm genuinely worried because a few months ago I would have said Wuthering Waves and Zenless were on equal footing when it comes to their combat, but that was around launch before I'd spent hundreds of hours for games. Now, however, I'm not so sure because I've been struggling with the fact that something about Wuthering Waves combat just doesn't feel quite right. My head said I should love Wuthering Waves a lot more than I do. I mean, in theory, it's right up my alley, but my heart has just never.
Oh, no.
And I've had a single question rattling around my brain, driving me crazy for months. Like, why is it that even though on paper Wuthering Waves has more depth than ZZZ, in the practice the combat feels less cohesive?
No.
Are we just saying stuff?
And the more I've thought about that gut feeling that something is wrong here, and knowing myself in the lifetime I've spent playing games like these, I have to wonder if what's causing that feeling
Oh,
is
boy.
the possibility that Zenless's combat is just flat out better than Wuthering Waves on some level.
No.
In so many other ways, Wuthering Waves is beyond brilliant. It's the Marvel rivals to Genshin's Overwatch. It's like everything I know I've been asking for years. It's certainly
Well,
not a
then what's
10,
the
and
issue?
neither is Zenless, but Wuthering Waves is a very good game, and for a decent amount of my friends, honestly, I'd recommend it over Zenless. Because, you know, Zenless is great, obviously I'm a fan, but it's still way
Okay.
too much of a capital G gacha game, whereas Wuwa is progressively feeling more like a game that just happens to be a gacha. The fact that it's a vibrant open
why didn't you
world as
just tether
opposed to a
to that?
menu simulator definitely helps, but I'm realizing the combat is maybe one of the biggest factors holding back some of its true potential, which probably sounds wild to some of you, because Wuthering Waves combat does feel great and absolutely has more room for the kind of player expression that normally defines character action games, while Zenless is a bit more limited. But have you ever heard the saying, constraints breed creativity? Sometimes the more limitations you have, the more innovative your solutions become, and the Zenless devs have made a few design decisions around their limitations that may be some of the most quietly innovative I've seen in any action game in years.
No,
The
it's
main
not.
point over
No,
here is
no,
that in
no.
WoW, you have a lot more options on how to do different things, and it is worse than Zenless because Zenless has more constraints on things. It has more constraints on
Doesn't
what you
make
can
sense.
do, and because of that, you have to do different things or work around the constraints, and that's what makes it good. I have a personal
Whoa.
take on this. It's the fact that chain attacks don't stop time in the game, and so you're literally encouraged not to use characters' abilities like Sokaku's. You're literally encouraged like not to cast some of their abilities because it's a massive time loss in the rotation. I'm not sure how I feel about that, like literally being encouraged not to use parts of a character's kit, but let's see where it goes from there.
Surprisingly, they've actually managed to find that rare balance between a high skill ceiling and a low skill floor with combat that can be fun and engaging for all skill levels. And that's something action games like this have always struggled with, and more often than not, you get games that are so afraid of pushing away the casual audience they wind up feeling shallow like FF16, or too overwhelming to be very approachable for the average gamer like Devil May Cry. I've been looking for the perfect gateway game for the longest time, a game that can introduce people to some of the unique satisfaction of stylish character action games, that can smooth over some of the less approachable edges to make it more welcoming for newcomers and casual fans of the genre, while not losing sight of what makes these games so much fun for those of us who love exploring the depth in these combat sandboxes.
Well, yeah, you have hyper carry teams in WoW. You have Zhang Liao and the Yinlin team, which is pretty easy to play. You have Jinsei, who's pretty easy to play. And then you have Chang Li if you want to get super sweaty with it. So I feel like that level of progression is there, right? That level of progression and the difficulty is there, is it not?
And I think I may have finally found it in Zenless. While on the other hand, Wuthering Waves feels a bit lacking. Which is where part of my concern comes from, because again, I do like Wuthering Waves. It is a really good game, but the difference between a good game and a truly great one is often a matter of degrees. So even though I feel like Wuthering Waves isn't quite there yet, it's really hard to put a finger on precisely where it's coming up short. And it's been hard to say if I actually love what Wuthering Waves.
It's pretty easy to say, it's not the perfect game, but I don't know what to say and how it could become great, because, you know, it's such like an ungraspable thing that you can't even really put words on it, so you don't really know what actually makes Wuwa not a perfect game. That's so mysterious, and no, it's just bullshit. You just don't know what to say because you're just trying to find a way to say that Wuwa is better, but that ZZZ is better, but it's not.
Or simply what I think it has the potential to one day become.
Wait, so did the video just start off by saying
I don't know what's wrong?
Worse than Zenless?
Yeah, yeah. It started by saying like, yeah, ZZZ is better. Wuwa is less good, but I don't know why.
Zone 0, but I don't know why.
Exactly.
I can't actually define the reason why it's worse. He pulled like a low-key, he pulled like an old Vars. There's something wrong with it, but I don't really actually know why. And so it's worse than ZZZ. What the fuck?
Stupid.
Why say this?
So part of me fears this could be yet another one of those action games that lingers on the edge of greatness forever without ever truly living up to it. Which
I'm gonna tell you why Wuwa is worse. I can tell you exactly where and when Wuwa is lacking. Exactly when. Chapter 1 to 3 and the naming of every single, like almost every single character that you meet in the first few 5 hours, let's say, in the first 5 hours of the game. There is a big naming issue in the characters and in the systems of the game. There is a naming issue, and there is a sort of scenario issue in the first few chapters, because it's just a yapping simulator, and it's long and it's tiring, and you need to reach the chapter like 4 before it gets interesting. That's where Wuwa is lacking. Other than that, it's getting perfect.
Why?
But vague fears aren't really helpful, so it's time to get to the bottom of where the line is. Time to figure out what precisely separates good character action games from truly great ones.
This entire video just seems like how to reach word count. This entire video seems like how to reach fucking word count. He's been talking for like 2 minutes, but he said nothing. Like 2 fucking minutes, he said nothing. Oh, this is gonna be a painful one, ladies and gentlemen.
So hi, hello, Hecky G, everyone. Call me Casual. Welcome to the first in a series of
videos. It's
videos
finally the end of the intro.
The nuances of combat into the best and most accessible newcomers to grace the character action scene in years, to determine who's truly got the sauce to be the next genre-defining legend. The fact that they both happen to be gacha games is, you know, mildly painful, but so was Final Fantasy 16 and Bayo 3 for that matter.
This is 3 minutes turned into 26 minutes? Yeah, it fucking seems like it.
Yep. Bring to the table with their combat
I don't even feel bad talking over it at this point, because like he's just saying nothing.
Answering the question of the hour, I've got a vague idea of what the answer might be, and it's not the one I expected. Funny enough, I think a lot of the biggest hiccups in Wuthering Waves are thanks to some of the most seemingly innocent aspects of the game mechanics
so
that
what
I
it
believe
is
are holding back a lot of the game's potential. Mechanics that make the combat feel dull and repetitive, when
that's what it is.
This should be one of the hypest games on the market.
Oh,
so today's
yeah,
gonna be
so
the first
in
of many
ZZZ
discussions
it's not
as we take a
repetitive.
closer
Yeah,
look
yeah,
at Wuthering
sure.
Waves versus Zenless Zone Zero's combat mechanics, and talk about how little differences go a long way when it comes to why one of these games is already starting to feel a bit stale. And look, I know, especially in the gacha community.
Bro said the same exact thing like 4 fucking times already. He's literally said the same exact thing 4 fucking times. Just move on. Get to the fucking points. I'm getting mad watching this video because it's just, there's nothing like, it's just, he's repeated the same thing 4 times already.
Already starting to feel a bit stale. And look, I know, especially in the gacha community, head-to-head comparisons like this can be frowned upon sometimes. But there's a prevailing opinion among some that games should stand on their own, right? Some people think if you like or dislike something, you should be able to discuss your fun or your criticism within the context of the game you're criticizing, and not through comparisons to the industry or other games around it. And I get where some of that energy comes from. There are absolutely people out there who will uplift one thing just to drag another down, especially where these companies are concerned. But that's very very much top what I'm here to do today. One of the things I've learned in life is to an extent you have to compare everything if you want to properly understand anything. Comparing and dissecting what makes things work, what doesn't, and why is one of the best tactics humans have for gaining a better understanding of the world around us.
Bro has a separate video just on like the disclaimers. Hey, there's too much showing and telling here.
Wow.
Just get to the video, man. Holy shit.
None of us knows everything, and the simple fact of the matter is learning requires explanations, and more often than not, explanations require comparisons. Personally, I know simply going over games side by side has already given me a better perspective of my own preferences and why I enjoy the kinds of games that I do. And then, I just think that kind of introspection can be helpful to all of us sometimes. If for no other reason than be able to confidently explain why you like or dislike things beyond just saying, well, this sucks and I hate it. I mean, I could certainly just say, cooldowns suck, and I hate them, and I doubt I'd be entirely alone. But I just think my point might come across better by comparing how the passive gameplay cooldowns inspire makes this game less engaging, while the active decision-making, resource-backed mechanics like special energy encourage are part of what's keeping me hooked to this game.
Okay, he made one point. Cooldowns are less engaging than energy. I think they both kind of function the same way because energy is basically the same exact thing as a cooldown, and having higher energy regeneration just means you're lowering your cooldowns.
Yep.
I guess Zenless Zone Zero has a lever to reduce cooldowns via energy regeneration stats, because you're not using the baseline skill without energy because it doesn't fucking do anything, right? In Zenless Zone Zero, you're never doing that, right? So it's just you only use the enhanced one, and so when your energy's filling back up, that's the cool. It's the same fucking thing.
Comparisons are crucial because they're often almost necessary to provide the context to truly understand not just other people's perspectives, but often your own. And of course, we're not just here to compare Zenless and Wuthering Waves. I mean, that's going to be our focus, because I think most of us here are familiar with at least one of these games, so they'll be easiest to talk about. But we are going to be making a lot of comparisons across the entire industry, because in my opinion, looking at the whole,
the entire industry, no.
Parts is the only way to have any
Oh no, please
one of
no.
the best ways to give legitimately productive feedback beyond just saying, well, just make the game better. So please know, my comparisons are always for the sake of more effective communication and furthering my own understanding, not trying to start the next Toyo Kuro war in the comments. I apologize for the disclaimer, but if you watch a lot of gacha content, you know exactly why it was probably necessary, especially considering I'm about to say a lot of pretty controversial things across this series of videos, because I'm not going to pull a single punch. We're going to talk about the unique ways these games handle their team building, their quick swapping, why mechanics like Anomaly are underrated, and why mechanics like Concerto are a nightmare, why both of these games seem to be racing to create the same roguelike, and of course, the problem with this parry, and so much more. All with the focus on moment-to-moment gameplay and fun, not the meta. But that's a lot to discuss in one video, so obviously we're going to spread it out a bit. Today, though, I figured I better come out swinging to give you a taste of why part of me feels like Zenless might be a full tier above Wuthering Waves instead of just a different flavor of fun. Starting with one of the biggest reasons I've played way more Zenless than Wuthering Waves over the past several months.
Just because
this
you
is one
like
of those
it.
mechanics that's like a large part of what's currently making Wuthering Waves feel like a game that encourages kind of boring memorization and repetition, while Zenless feels like a game that encourages really engaging reactivity and adaptability. So without further ado, have you ever asked yourself...
Huh? Wait. Let me hear that again.
Waves feel like a game that encourages kind of boring memorization and repetition, while
Boring memorization and repetition?
Zenless feels like a game that encourages really engaging reactivity and adaptability.
Zenless encourages reactability. Did I miss something, or does Zenless Zone Zero have like both the dodge and the parry like Wuwa has? I think I'm missing something, because I played ZZZ and
So without further ado,
oh
have you
bro,
ever asked...
I played ZZZ. I was bored after like 3 or 4 hours.
The lovely smell of all my
I'm not bored of Wuwa. I'm not bored. I've got plenty of shit to learn and to do. Like the fucking ZZZ. Oh boy, that game was boring as fuck. It was the same rotation on every single character, and you couldn't like cancel the swap and shit. That was so ass. That shit was so ass. No cap, that was bad.
Ask yourself why cooldowns exist.
Oh my gosh. Wow, that might be the most exhausting 7 minutes of reacting in my fucking life, I'm gonna be honest. I didn't know somebody could talk so much while saying so little. I didn't know that was possible. This is
I knew
something
because
different, for
I
sure. And I know the
listened to Mr.
purpose of
Pookie
his
before, but-
disclaimer was to, I guess, minimize the hate and the war in the comments, but I feel like this disclaimer was just so long. It was so long that all it's going to do is the exact opposite. Because I feel like everybody watching this video, after that disclaimer, you could be a ZZZ fan, you could be a Wuwawuwawuwa fan. I think everybody's pissed off after this disclaimer. I think everybody's mad. Maybe he was trying to be ironic or something. I think everybody's mad after this. Now that we're actually in the vid, I'm gonna go take a quick break.
Hell no, man. What the fuck?
All right, editor. I'm sorry about that.
You wouldn't refuse me, would you?
The problem with cooldowns. Okay, here we go. Here we
In a lot
go.
of circumstances, cooldown.
Okay, the problem with cooldowns is that in Wuthering Waves you don't see the cooldown time because you need to restore energy so you can see the cooldown. Actually, motherfucker, you can see the cooldown and like what this? Oh no, I've just used the spell with the serpent, like the snake face on it, the kind of snake face on the thing. Oh, I don't have. Do I have a snake thing on the top of the bar, like below? Huh? Do I have a snake right there? Right? Isn't that the cooldown of the special ability on my E? Huh? I don't need to have like a big fucking cooldown telling me every single second that I cannot use it. Like, whoa! I have a cooldown on my fucking screen without telling me how much time I have to wait. Like, it's how to be dumb. Like, oh yeah, you need some big numbers above it, right? You need, 15 seconds and 28... No, fuck off. You've got 1 minute left cooldown on your ult. Fuck off. God damn.
Cooldowns are there for the sake of balancing gameplay. They ensure players can't spam really powerful abilities constantly, but sometimes when it comes to character action games like Wuthering Waves in particular, they can also be an accessibility feature. One of the big barriers of entry with games like Devil May Cry is in a vacuum, handing a regular person the insanity that is Dante's 8-ish weapon moveset plus all his stances, his installs and everything, is like handing someone a blank piece of paper and saying, hey, draw me something cool. And that's so vague, most people wouldn't even know where to start. I mean, too many options can be paralyzing after all, so best case, you're just getting a lot of those S's people used to draw in middle school. Which is likely why when Ryota Suzuki, the design lead for Devil May Cry 5, went to work on Final Fantasy 16, he didn't just simplify things a little bit, he and his team shifted a lot of the traditional moveset to a series of cooldown abilities, reducing the amount players had to worry about at any given time. And that did come at a cost, which we'll get to in a moment, but I've seen a lot of feedback from people who could never quite wrap their head around DMC on how much fun they had with FF16, because not only is the moveset like a fifth of the size, but the cooldowns give you structure to play around.
Yeah, it's more accessible for a general populace, which is kind of like what they were going for with a game like Wuthering Waves, which is a gacha game, right? That's going to be played on the phone, and it's also going to be played by people that, I mean, let's be honest, not like the best ever at video games. You do good in DMC5, yeah, you need to be a bit of a freak, because there are 8, again, like you mentioned, 8 different weapons with 8 different movesets, and all these combos and stuff oriented to each one.
Instead of a blank piece of paper, cooldowns can be like a coloring book for combat. Cooldowns make it easier to build a clear order of operations to approach each fight with based on which abilities are on and off cooldown to keep the damage flowing in, and that's what a lot of people do in games like Wuthering Waves. And in this case in particular, I'd argue that's clearly what the devs want us to do, because Wuthering Waves cooldowns are like tightly wound, synchronized clocks, and characters are very clearly balanced with how their cooldowns will match up with the rest of their team, as well as the kind of enemies you'll be fighting in mind. So as long as you're following a combo rotation, your skills will more or less be available whenever you need them, avoiding a massive pitfall a lot of other action games that integrate too many cooldowns fall into. You see, in a lot of games like Relink and FF16, often the balance feels way off. The cooldowns take forever to refresh, and enemies are fairly tanky, so you wind up spending a lot of your time basic attacking while you sit around twiddling your thumbs, waiting on all your timers.
I believe people could also say that it's the exact same for games like Enfield, where I guess Enfield does sort of seem like you're, sitting on cooldowns or sitting on the skill points to regenerate quite often. And, I mean, I'm gonna be honest, isn't this kind of the same exact thing in ZZZ, where you spend a fuck ton of time basic attacking, waiting for energy to come back up? This is the exact dynamic that's in ZZZ, right? Because there are no cooldowns and you're waiting for energy, you're just spamming basic attacks until your energy is up. I thought this is, like, supposed to be the bad thing, right? But it's in ZZZ. He's talking about this like it's bad, right? Okay.
The cooldowns are so long that they heavily discourage using your abilities when you want to and encourage saving them for when you might need to later. And this is where I really do have a lot of appreciation for the way Wuthering Waves.
That's the point! If you got something that does a lot of damage, but at the same time you don't want to waste the cooldown on trash mobs, well, that makes sense that you save the big cooldown with big damage for big mobs. You moron, what the what? That's basic, like, game sense. That's the most basic bullshit that even I learned that shit at 8 years old by playing Pokemon on the DS. Like, anyone at 8 or 10 years old would know, oh, I'm using the big thing on the big Pokemons. Huh?
Handles theirs. I mean, I would certainly prefer it if a
Bro.
lot of these cooldowns were shorter. Like, please, just cut the grappling hook in half, right? But I think there is a decent balance between abilities that require...
Guys, who uses the grappling hook in combat? Who actually uses the grappling hook in combat? I think it's just Jinsei. I think Jinsei is the only one that uses the grappling hook in combat. How is this relevant to the video? And you use it once per rotation as Jinsei. Who's actually using the grappling hook on any character other than Jinsei? Am I like... Is there like a secret tech that I'm not aware of?
Require cooldowns like character skills, ultimates, and echoes, and abilities powered by resource generation like Forte
Except in the
skills.
Somnor.
The Forte skills in particular being one of this game's master strokes, because giving each and every character their own unique mechanic like Sanhua's rhythm minigame adds a fun layer of depth, so you're not just passively waiting on cooldowns, and each character has their own goals to accomplish to an extent.
Nice.
Yep.
Which is why when it comes to just casually roaming the open world, I think the cooldowns aren't really the biggest issue. Certainly not in the way they are in Final Fantasy. Aside from how Concerto kind of throws a wrench in everything, which we'll get into another time. But like aside from that, I think the open world casual combat loop is a lot of fun. It's really strong because the devs left plenty of room for variety and flexibility when it comes to skill
Where's that?
expression. The problem is, it all kind of falls apart as soon as you want or need to play efficiently on any level. Very broadly speaking, in gacha games, there's generally two types of combat encounters. Casual ones, where as long as you have the bare minimum stats and know how to play the game, you have nothing to really worry about, like the average open world fight.
Okay.
And serious ones, where even if you have the gear, you'll need to fully utilize the potential of your entire team to get the job done,
That's
like you'll
the
see in most
point
in-game
of-
activities in lengthier elite and boss encounters.
That's the
Okay.
point
Now, if
of
you're anything like
good
me, a
difficulty,
primarily free-to-play player who doesn't have character duplicates or a ton of shiny premium weapons and hasn't had the best of luck gambling for stats, you'll know that for those more serious fights, efficiency is beyond crucial because odds are, one way or another, you're likely going into them at a slight disadvantage. Which is where the problem stems from.
Wait, so did he just say there's a problem with needing to play efficiently if you don't have high damage to clear? So there's a problem with having to play well and use the character kits well if you don't have damage? Okay. I don't see where the problem is necessarily if, okay, let's...
Advantage. Which is where the problem stems from, because you know how I mentioned Wuthering Waves cooldowns are tightly wound, so if they're using an entire team effectively, the abilities you need will more or less be off cooldown when you need them? The problem is the cooldowns are actually a little too tightly wound, so if you don't follow a rotation, hell, even if you spend too much time dodging or parrying attacks, you can easily ruin your entire damage output. You may have noticed in a lot of the footage I've shown you today, every time I need to deal proper damage, fights start to look kinda samey to the point where, from a gameplay perspective, they somewhat blend together. It's the same
Because you have
loop of
3
Carlotta into
characters,
Storekeeper
bro.
into Gang Gang back to Carlotta and repeat with like minor variations based on where my Concerto is at or if I'm starting the fight without my ult ready.
So is there a problem that there is an optimal rotation to deal damage? I mean, I guess I'm not necessarily sure where the... So if you're trying to get the highest damage possible, there's an optimal rotation for it. The problem is that to get the highest damage, there's a certain rotation to do it. I guess the alternative is there's no proper rotation to do something, and so the getting the highest damage is just random. You try wildly different things. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think I know any game where there isn't an optimal rotation to do something. In World of Warcraft, an MMORPG, there's a proper skill order to deal the most damage. In a fighting game, there's an optimal rotation to like juggle somebody and deal the most damage before the combo ends. In every game, there's like an optimal order to do something to do the most damage. Is that not true? That's what it feels like, right? I don't know any...
There is also something in every single game, whether it's multiplayer or single player, that's called meta, right? I don't remember exactly. Is it most effective tactic or something like this? Most effective tactic available or some bullshit like this. It's the meta is essentially what is the best way to play, what is the best way to deal enough damage, or what is the best way to beat your opponents, basically. And there is a meta in every single game.
A game where there's not an optimal way to press the buttons. In Devil May Cry 5, there's an optimal combo using a set of weapons to deal the most damage. 1000%. Because that game is like actually score based. I don't know any game where that doesn't exist. So yeah, you can do different rotations. You'll simply not deal as much damage.
And I have to finish that rotation relatively quickly or I'll miss out on a pretty sizable chunk of my damage, resulting in the exact same problem that makes Genshin Impact's combat kind of a snooze fest. Because being effective requires using all your cooldowns in a fairly strict order of operations, requiring you to use a fairly strict rotation to properly line up all your buffs and whatnot, I more or less know what every fight is going to look like before it even starts, and as a result, combat starts to feel kind of...
Is it an issue? Is it a problem that you know how your characters work? Is it even an issue? Like, bruh.
Repetitive. Especially considering this is a game where you're usually going to be highly reliant on your buffs for dealing damage, and many of those buffs have their own cooldowns attached. Not to mention, a lot of those buffs can only be passed to the next character coming on field, or they tend to get lost as soon as that character swaps back off field, and the game rarely shows you all your active buffs in the first place, making them hard to keep track of. I don't know about you, but I don't want to have to keep tabs of a bunch of invisible timers in my head while I'm trying to go toe-to-toe with Crownless.
Hey, what is he talking about? What is all this shit at the bottom of his screen? Like, literally all your fucking buffs are right there, dude. What do you mean invisible buffs?
Bro, that's what I was showing just 10 minutes ago. And I'm glad that I see the same things as Saint Dantas. But, like, the fact that the guy making the first video was like, oh, yeah, it's so bad because cooldown, and because it's so bad because cooldown, and bro, you have the information on your fucking screen. Just use your brain and maybe your eyes, like once. Just use them, you know. Just like you see, when I go to kick the rocks, like there, you see, I've got a golden thing there, and then I've got an information, like right there. I see, oh, I've got the information there. I need to press a key, right? And I've got this, right? Like it's a yellow gold glowing thing. Oh, information. No way. Damn, it does something. And there, oh, I should press the same key. Oh, wow, it does something amazing. Just imagine using your eyes, like opening your eyes when you play a game and just being like, yeah, there is information on your screen, there is information on the fucking UI, and there are people designing the UI for you to see it better, and you have every single information in front of your fucking face, and you, bro, are you blind? Oh.
They're right there. Wait, does he not know that this status bar exists? Yeah, some buffs are invisible, but the buffs that are invisible are really minor, right? The difference between having the Heron's buff active between an outro buff active, the outro buffs are like way more impactful. And like sometimes you don't even notice that you forgot to use the Heron sometimes. I think his point is you don't know when the buffs run out. Yeah, you'll see your damage go down. And I'm pretty sure ZZZ has way more invisible buffs. I don't fucking know when Sokaku's banner waving thing is like, I don't know when the fuck the ZZZ buffs are active or not. In fact, there's less visibility in that game.
So at all times, I feel like kind of boxed in by the devs because they just insist you approach fights with relatively rigid combos and strategies if you want to do well. To be fair, there's absolutely more nuance to the rotations and Wuthering Waves than there is in Genshin, and I've got a lot of love and respect for how much additional room there is for player expression when it comes to creating your...
This level 80 boss is currently red for him. That means that his characters are like level 70 or level 60. Bro has like actually not played the game. The level 80 boss is red for him. Yeah, that means his characters are level 70 or 60. What the
own rotation that suits your personal playstyle preference as opposed to purely what's most optimal. For example, even though I love Yang Yang, she's not Carlotta's ideal partner, but because she's one of my favorite characters, I'm able to comfortably shift the way I use my Carlotta to adapt to integrating Yang squared into my rotations. That's great, but it doesn't make the core experience any less repetitive. You still kind of have to follow a rotation, you just have more options when it comes to...
What the fuck is he doing? He's just pressing random fucking buttons on her. He just heavy attacked like 4 times. Why is bro talking about how he's not making his own rotations when he is? Who the fuck uses a heavy attack on Carlotta? The regular heavy attack, not the charged one. What it seems like is like bro's like a little bit brain rotted from ZZZ. He's like a little bit brain rotted from ZZZ, and he's just like spamming random fucking buttons. I guess he's just used to like spamming until energy comes up and then like casting the skill. And the fact that he's not able to do that and clear is like a problem.
You still kind of have to follow a rotation. You just have more options when it comes to finding your own. So, I mean, it will take longer to get bored of, but I don't entirely hate cooldowns in theory, and I don't think they're all bad even in this game, but the closer I look, the harder it feels to ignore all the stifled potential for variety in moment-to-moment gameplay, largely driven by all the, in my opinion, unnecessary limitations in Wuthering Waves, especially the cooldown. And since I've been playing a lot of not just ZZZ, but PoE,
Okay, so cooldowns are unnecessary.
Why are we bringing up this game? This is this is a fucking this is an entirely different genre.
PoE, I can't help but think about how much more fun Wuthering Waves would be if they traded most of the cooldowns for resource-backed systems like special energy or mana. Because the thing about cooldowns is more often than not they wind up removing a certain layer of player choice. Because you can use abilities freely in PoE as long as you have the mana, your choices are much more about which abilities to use when based on your personal preference, playstyle, and the situation at hand, not just how they support your DPS.
There's an optimal ability ordering for PoE too. You have rotations in PoE as well. And PoE apparently has cooldowns too. What is going on in this video? Some abilities have no cooldown, but that's like your basic attack. What is going on?
And so despite the fact that I'm often using the same set of 6 or 7 abilities, every fight still looks and feels fresh because the way I use those abilities is constantly shifting because mana gives you the gameplay flexibility to allow for that.
No, that means you're just playing suboptimally. Because there's a proper ordering of your abilities even in this game too to do the most damage. You're just pressing random shit. And like you're still clearing, right? Because you're pressing random shit. But like if you're playing on the highest difficulty, you have to order stuff in the right way. But he's saying like, no, in PoE 2 you can just roll your face on the fucking keyboard and do random stuff and you're fine. But like that doesn't work in the hardest content. Oh boy. Oh boy. All right, so we're now using counter examples that are just wrong.
Instead of focusing purely on output, and so does special energy. The fact that this is a resource and I'm constantly making decisions not just about how to spend it, but also how to regain it is a crucial element of the decision.
You're just spamming the basic attack button in this game until you have energy. That's all you do. You just spam the basic attack button until you have energy, and then you use the energy. That's what ZZZ combat is. There's no real variation. You're spamming basic attacks until you have energy on every character. Or you're playing a support character, right? And they just don't even enter the field. They enter the field to use their skill and their ultimate, and then they leave immediately. That's literally what ZZZ is. Sometimes you play the support character, and all they do is they enter the field, they press skill, ultimate, and then leave.
Crucial element of the decision making that keeps games like this fun long term, in my opinion. Whether we're talking about combo-centric games like Devil May Cry or ARPGs like Path of Exile, in my opinion, one of the big differentiators between a quality experience I'll keep coming back to for years and something I know I'll wind up putting down one day out of boredom is a degree of nuance in decision making in combat, not just at the start of every fight, but in every single button press before you finish it.
Bro's just using 2 moves. His B-roll is him just using two skills.
In almost every video I've made so far, I've talked about how much I love the fact that Zenless is a game about combo routes, not rotations.
You're just spamming the basic attack button and dodging. That's all this video is.
If I go into 10 fights with one of my Miyabi Yanagi teams, all 10 are going to play out very differently because I'll be making different decisions in each and every single one, largely thanks to the fact that a resource like special energy allows for more situational decision making than cooldowns do. Throughout every fight, I'm making decisions like which stance to use with Yanagi, not just driven by my buffs, but based on which is best suited to countering the enemy in front of me.
So I change the stance for a certain type of enemy, and then I proceed to spam basics until the skill is up, and then trigger an anomaly, and then switch to Miyabi, and then I spam basics until my skill is up, and then I use her special Virgil move. I proc anomaly, and then I switch to somebody else.
I'm using Bernice's special attack, not just for damage and anomaly buildup, but for the sake of dancing in and out of the iframes.
A little treat.
Every character does this. Oh god.
In and out of the iframes to keep my characters safe. I'm priming bosses with Miyabi, prepping them so I can guarantee a freeze right before they were to recover from stun, so I can give myself enough time to land a second tactical nuke and close out the fight. And for better or for worse, I think this stun DPS phase is kind of the perfect example of...
Why does he talk about the break bar in ZZZ, but he doesn't mention what the break bar is in Wuwa? Wait, bro just talked about the break bar in ZZZ, but doesn't talk about it in Wuwa. Bro didn't even talk about Zhang Liao's time slowdown. What? Why is he just...
Perfect example of where the core difference between Wuthering Waves and Zenless is, because the stun DPS phase is where Zenless's combos can also get a lot more rigid. You've got a very small window of time to dish out the bulk of your damage after all, and so especially with burst DPS characters like Juyen, you kinda have to use fairly static combos to be effective. but that's a very brief, I don't know, 10-ish second window
said
of time,
GN
and
is
everything about
that
the
it?
rest of the fight is still constantly shifting.
So it's like the rotations are okay because you don't have to do them that often? Wait, so the rotations are okay because you don't have to do them that often, and then every other second of the fight, you're just spamming random shit. You're just basic attacking for like 30 seconds until they're broken, and then you do a rotation, and that's better? Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Yeah, this guy is just... I mean, we saw his Carlotta gameplay, ladies and gentlemen. He was just using he used the heavy attack like 3 times in a row.
Not to mention how much additional variety there is in deciding which combo route to use during stun on the fly based on things like how close you are to freeze, for example, or what phase of the fight you're in. And the problem with Wuthering Waves is that to an extent, entire fights feel like that stun DPS phase, but with less nuance, low-key. They're just a matter of pressing the right buttons in the same order as you always do when the enemy you're fighting and their moveset is almost an afterthought as long as you're properly babysitting your cooldowns and concerto. Which is a big part of the reason you're not going to see me quick swapping like Wallenstein anytime soon, because if you're a high-skilled player, the
skill issue. If you're not able to like fight level 90 bosses and quick swap, maybe it's just a skill issue.
complexity is kind of a non-issue, right? Because this is a fairly simplistic game at the end of the day. But as soon as you clear that barrier of entry, quick swapping trivializes fights even further. Because whatever the enemy is doing really doesn't matter. If they're even allowed to move in between all the time slows.
Wait, so quick swapping is an example of like how you can vary up your rotations and do whatever you want and like have more freedom, but then suddenly it's not valid?
In between all the time
no, because it's worth it.
There are quick swap teams that don't use Zhang Liao too, man. There are plenty of quick swap teams that don't include Zhang Liao.
The way swapping tends to reposition you out of the range of attacks on top of all the iframes you get from playing like that mean that as long as you can execute your rotation, there are very few enemies that can really do much to stop you. To the point where, realistically speaking, I bet you could easily just blindfold yourself and just roll most bosses that don't have random invulnerability phases as long as your rotation is on point.
Implying you can't do that in ZZZ? Implying you can't do that in ZZZ when Pokey literally has had a run where he blindfolded himself and just fucking did it? You just hear the shung of the attack and then press the parry button? What?
Most bosses that don't have random invulnerability phases as long as your rotation is on point.
Do that against the fallacy, bro. Hey, hey, fallacy of no fucking return, bro. Do that against the fallacy. I dare you. I dare you. You will get your ass blown away. Do that against the fallacy of no return. You will get cooked. Oh, but wait, your account isn't built enough to get to the 4th level of the tower, so you've never fought the boss. Because you're doing, literally, you hit the damage numbers because you're doing 10 damage to this level 80 boss. Because your characters are level, like, 70. You're level 60 with no echoes on them. Unfortunately, you couldn't hide the enemy levels, though. You hit damage because you're actually doing 100 damage per hit.
After writing that, I looked that up because I was curious. And yeah, it does seem pretty easy. Like, look at how little the boss fallacy moves. Like, no shade to the creator. It's a cool video. Homie is very good at the game, bravo. But everything about this clip is just painful. Because this is exactly why I rarely feel engaged with fights tactically.
Brother, you've never fought this thing. You never fought this thing at the tower because you can't clear floor 3. You're using somebody else's hyper-optimized gameplay. This is like a top 0.5% player. This is literally one of the best Wuthering Waves players that's playing the game, and you're using his gameplay as an example and drawing conclusions on the game as a whole. You're not him. You're not him. Sarah, this is not like Honkai Star Rail, okay? In Honkai Star Rail, if you have the right stats and enough eidolons, you can do whatever you want, okay? This is way different. This ain't don't make this like HSR, okay? Okay, buddy? Nah, this ain't like HSR. You can literally go do your laundry in the middle of your HSR 0 cycle. Do you disagree with everything he said? This is what I agree with. There are some teams, like Carlotta's, that are straight up, yes, they're very easy to play. But it seems like he's using one character in the game and then applying it to everybody else. Carlotta is one of the most automatic characters in the game. She's also clearly designed for newer players. That's why her gameplay is like that. Chang Li is the entire opposite. Chang Li is like the antithesis of his entire argument. Chang Li is completely not even close to the type of gameplay that he's talking about over here. And the thing is, it's like he's using one team and one character to define the entire game when there are literally like 7 to 8 other DPSs that play wildly different differently and have wildly different methods of clearing. And it's just so strange because he's using a Chang Li clip over here and then basically saying that like, oh, the game is like super static, super easy, and it just doesn't make any sense when he hasn't even played at this level before. He has not played, he can't even clear floor 3 with his account. So how would he know? He's using a top 0.1% player that has like mastered this team comp as a way to prove his point.
Because this is exactly why I rarely feel engaged with fights tactically in the same way I am in a game like
You're not this good though. You're not him. You can't play like this.
the same way I am in a game like ZZZ or PoE. And on some level, it often just feels like I'm going through the motions in Wuwa.
Stay behind me.
This is going through the motions? Oh, fuck me.
Like, have you ever been watching like some shonen anime where a couple of bros bond over having a
You're
conversation?
just spamming basic attacks. You are literally just spamming basic attacks.
Where a couple of bros bond over having a conversation with their fist. As silly as it may sound, at face value, I do think a good fight is a lot like a good conversation, and good conversations require input from both sides. With that in mind, ZZZ's gameplay feels like a really engaging push and pull, a heated back and forth debate between you and the enemy. Whereas WutheringWa feels like giving a TED Talk. Like, hey, maybe it's a really good speech, but it's still mostly a one-sided monologue, so there isn't like a single boss I enjoy fighting half as much as Shadow Jane, one of the best conversationalists in the game. So as a result of all this, from a combat perspective, WutheringWa just feels kind of dull in comparison to ZZZ, because the push and pull, the friction isn't really there. It seems the enemy you're fighting and how they choose to respond to your attacks is so much less relevant to your success than simply executing a pristine combo rotation.
Why did he use B-roll of him just spamming basic attacks? His B-roll is literally him just spamming basic attacks and then using a skill when his energy is up. Oh my god, how did he make... He's a professional yapper, that's why the video is so long.
Than simply executing a pristine combo rotation. In the past, I've mentioned one of the guiding game design principles that helped the devs behind Ghost of Tsushima deliver one of the best gaming experiences in history, in my opinion. And I highly recommend their GDC talk. It's a brilliant discussion on what goes into making top-tier melee combat, but one of the parts of that talk that stuck with me the most over the years was what they described as their #1 rule when it comes to making world-class games. The most effective way to play should be the most enjoyable way to play, and all too often in WutheringWa, managing your cooldowns is such a significant priority, it unironically feels more effective to ignore the enemy in front of you to an extent and just focus on your rotation to optimize your cooldowns and concerto instead. Because if you waste too much time dodging, fishing for parries, or trying to mix up your combos, you'll ruin your damage. And in my mind, that's as much of a design failure for a character action game like this as an open world that locks movement behind paywalls, making it a chore to explore, so you wind up fast.
Does Blood not know that intro skills are the best parry moves in the game? Like, does he not know that Yinlin's intro skill has like 7,000 parry frames? If you use it and like during the boss's parry window, it's like guaranteed to fucking work. She does like 17 hits with that thing, and each of them parries. Has bro never parried with like Verina's intro skill? Does he not know that intro skills do more damage to stagger bars? Does he also not know that there's no cooldown on Concerto either? And so this whole argument against cooldowns actually doesn't exist for something like Concerto Energy, which has no cooldown at all and gives you access to these super powerful intro skills, and batteries characters like Chang Li, where it gives her a stack of her forte bar. There's just so many counter examples to every single thing that he's saying is like making WutheringWa worse. And the fact of the matter is that bro literally has played 2 characters, Zhang Liao and Carlotta, and now he's drawing conclusions about all of the combat in the game from playing 2 fucking characters. That is what this video seems like. He's played 2 characters, maybe 3 if you include fucking Yang Yang, has gotten to level 60, hasn't even cleared the 3rd tower, and now he's talking about the game as a whole when he hasn't touched 3/4 of the roster. Oh my god.
That's traveling everywhere. In fact, if you're a high-skilled player, a lot of fights may as well just be like putting the god of chess, Magnus Carlsen, in a room with like some random member of the local high school chess club. A student might be pretty good, who knows? But they're like never going to be able to keep up with one of the best to ever play the game. Lord knows before they even sat down, Carlsen probably already had every move he needed to secure a win mapped out in his head. More likely than not, within the first 2 moves, the game
not the D, bro.
Already. It's just
What are you saying?
It's
what is this guy saying? You know what? We can't call EO the Riddler anymore. This guy is the new Riddler. We owe EO an apology. We owe EO an apology. What is this guy saying? Why are you even bringing up chess? Oh god.
It's just a matter of him finishing it. Not to imply I'm like even vaguely close to a Carlsen level of skill when it comes to my gaming ability, but the guy's been on my mind lately. Partially because there's been drama at the chess championships. Yes, I am a nerd, shut up. But also because his stance on the state of competitive—
Dude, you suck at this game. You can't clear floor 3. You suck at this game. Like, you're You're bad. Your characters aren't built. You haven't cleared any of the endgame content in here. Like, you suck. I don't know how you felt comfortable making a video about, like, the combat in the game when you haven't done any of the endgame at all. What's the point? Like, your characters are, like, level 70. 8 months into release. You have Zhang Liao, so you've been playing since very early on. You have Shorekeeper, too. How are you stuck on floor 3?
Played of competitive chess really resonates with the core of my issue with Wuthering Waves combat, because for years, my guy's been walking around saying stuff like this.
Why are you comparing yourself to Magnus Carlsen, a
You're
guy
not
who's
him.
reached the upper echelons of chess, and then you haven't even cleared floor 3 of the tower? Why are you comparing yourself to somebody who's playing Chang Li Quickswap blindfolded when you haven't cleared floor 3 of the tower? Where is this ego coming from? To even, like, slightly even, like, begin to put yourself in the same conversation as these other people. You haven't cleared floor 3 of the tower. How are you doing this?
Did you get
What
rushed
is
here?
this ego?
Nope. I didn't. Nope, 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 nope. I'm
Value, that might be a bit
sorry, I'm
surprising.
gonna pause that. I'm gonna save for Zenny. Right now I'm saving, and there are a lot of reruns that are coming in 2.1, 2.2 and 2.3 that I want to pull for. So yeah, I want to pull for Shorekeeper because I was not playing anymore when she was live. So I need to pull for Shorekeeper, and then I need to pull for Zenny as well. What about Phoebe or Brent? I would like to pull for Phoebe as well, but it's only because she apparently works very well when you pair Phoebe and Zenny. But I hope it's not the case. Brent, I'm not that much interested. But it's just a matter of, like, not wasting my, what is it called? Asteroids. Where is it? E. Yeah, I'm just not spending them right now because I've spent them on Carlotta. And I want to keep as much asteroids as I can for Zenny. I got Carlotta, yeah. I did. So I pulled, I played in the 1.0, I pulled for Jian, I pulled for Verdun Summit, I pulled for String Master and Yinlin. What did I pull? I pulled for Carlotta, I pulled for Camellia and a weapon.
Would you like a fun game?
And that's pretty much
between the
it.
two of us?
That's pretty much it. But now I want Zenny. So I think I will try not to spend too much. You're pretty stacked. I hope so, yeah. I hope so. But now I need Shorekeeper. I need Shorekeeper because I was not playing when she was around, sadly. Right, that should be the last Fratelli Brother thing. Ooh, okay, I see. Okay, so can I get rid of them? Shorekeeper is a must. Yeah, definitely. Can I... Bro, I hate this minigame. Like, let me do something else, please. Let me do something else. Okay, that doesn't seem to work. Can I do like... doesn't seem like I can pull this one. What the fuck? Huh? Huh? What? Am I missing something? Do it in order. Oh, there is another! Ah, there is another for these ones. Oh yeah, 1, then 2. Oh boy, I've never seen that. Oh lord. Thanks. Oi, 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 oi. Alright. Thanks. And now we should be good. Do I have? Yeah, one here. Let's bring this one here. And this one here. And now we should be good. Amazing.
What are
Great.
you yearning for?
These are brothers. Yippee! Is it the last one? Yep. This and this. And that's done. That's a 100%. I miss one Sonen's casket in Fagasse. Alright. One. Fagasse. Where is Fagasse? Here. Let's go there. And here we go. Ooh, okay. Yeah, let's TP here. Oh, yes. 100%. Yep. 100%. This is done. Amazing. Let's finish this. Yep. Amazing. Return to the... Huh? In 2 days. Oh boy. Oh boy. Right. Let's finish this video.
A year from the man who's effectively been the king of chess for like the past decade, and I wouldn't blame you if just assumed he was, you know, just tired and burnt out from playing chess his entire life.
But
that's
he's not.
really what he's
Bro,
getting
what
at.
the fuck?
You see, he's saying all that because classical chess specifically kind of just sucks in a lot of ways. It's a slow, monotonous slog where if you're good enough, everything is predictable to an extent, which I think is why Carlson described it as stressful, because that level of predictability puts an expectation on you, even if it's a personal one, to perform perfectly, because you know that's like, you know, there's always going to be a right answer, and if you're good enough, you should be able to find it. And I think that's a big part of why Carlson has been a major advocate for playing different kinds of chess, like Fischer Random, where entire backline positioning is shifted around, and when talking about it not that long ago, he said this: "What we're playing is in many ways a purer long-form game than normal classical chess, because you're sitting down at the board and you have to think about it from the very beginning."
Bro went from saying ZZZ combat is better than Wuwa to a fucking expose on Magnus Carlsen. What the fuck are we watching? What the fuck?
And it just feels fresh. And that really resonated with me, because that's exactly how I feel about Zenless in comparison to games like Wuthering Waves, Final Fantasy, and Genshin.
What? You do rotations in Zenless to get the most damage in. It's not like you start off with random energy on all your characters. You start off with the same amount of energy on everybody. How are you comparing Zenless Zone Zero to a chess game where the pieces' positions are randomized? What? Do you start off with a random number of Miyabi stacks? Does it just RNG between 1 and 4?
And Genshin, in no small part thanks to their focus on cooldowns and timers. Those games that choose to restrict their combat so much or pigeonholed into rotations instead of flexible routes feel like...
You do the same thing in Zenless, but you simply spend more time outside of the rotations spamming basic attacks. That's why every single player that's played Zenless calls it button mashy, because literally, you're just spamming basic attacks for 75% of the gameplay. And honestly, if you're playing Anomaly, you're spamming basic attacks for 95% of the gameplay. There's actually more gameplay variation in Impact teams than there are in the Anomaly teams. The Anomaly teams, you're just spamming basic the entire fucking time. So it's actually less variation.
Like boring, pretentious, pinky in the air. No, you can't wear those jeans here. What are you, crazy? Classical chess. Because I more or less know what every fight is going to look like before it starts. It's just a matter of finishing it. And the challenge is almost more about your ability to repeat your rotation enough times to win.
That's literally DMC5. Repeating your rotations until you win. I think he doesn't like the Concerto system. That's the funny fucking thing. Because the Concerto system, ladies and gentlemen, has no cooldown at all.
While on the other hand, Zenless is like Fisher Random, where I know how to play the game, I'm familiar with all the pieces, but every fight feels fresh to an extent, because the way the game is structured, you constantly have to adapt to your available resources as well your opponent's behavior on the fly to succeed. Despite
That's
the
all
game's
you're
flaws,
doing.
Though, like I said at the top, I do like Wuthering Waves, and
The B-roll is just him spamming basic attacks. That's all he's been doing. He's just on Yanagi pressing the left mouse button. He's just spamming the left mouse button. Literally, is that not what he's doing right now?
Like I said at the top, I do like Wuthering Waves, and I actually think a lot of its hiccups are potentially kind of easy to address. Even just taking a page out of ZZZ's playbook where Concerto was concerned would do a lot to loosen up the combat variety and help the gameplay feel more cohesive.
Yeah, it's called swap to another character when your Concerto energy is almost full to not use an intro skill. It's called swap off the character when your bar is at 90% if you want to use the intro skill later. So it's in the game. You just don't know how to play it. He just doesn't know how to play Wuthering Waves, and he made a video on the combat. Why are you glazing this vid?
Though, because like I said, this is just the first of many discussions about the mechanics in both of these games, and I have so much to say about
this. Needs to be the last. If this is your understanding of Wuthering Waves playing on a UL40 account where you haven't even cleared past floor 3 and you've only played 1 or 2 characters and now you're making general conclusions about the game, the videos need to stop until you actually know what you're talking about. I'm being honest. Like, the videos should stop until you actually have maybe a 10 to 15% understanding of the game. And you're making a 26-minute video about why the combat is bad when you actually have no idea what you were talking about. You need to understand more about the game if you want to make actually good content about this game.
Concerto, we will for another 20 to 30 minutes, and don't even get me started on the ecosystem. So for now, all I'll say is, generally speaking, I'm reasonably confident that Wuthering Waves is comfortably on the road to success. 2.0 is a groundbreaking update, and if they manage to deliver something similar every 6 months or so like they have planned, it's only a matter of time before Wuthering Waves is a kind of unstoppable household name. But here's the thing. Fun open worlds are a dime a dozen, while stylish character action combat remains to this day one of the most underserved genres of gaming. So as happy and impressed as I am to see them doing incredible things with the world of Wuthering Waves, I'm really hoping the combat mechanics continue to evolve in a similar way. Regardless if they do or don't though, I'll be here breaking down how things play out, because like I said...
You still have no idea what you're talking about, man. It sounds like the video's at its conclusion, but there's still a whole 4 more minutes.
Zenless and Wuthering Waves are 2 of the best character action games in modern memory, and considering their current trajectory, I'd be surprised if they weren't mainstays for at least the next 5 to 10 years. And considering in so many ways they may as well be 2 branches of the same tree that just happen to sprout in different directions, they're the perfect head-to-head comparison to use as a vehicle for getting to the bottom of the little details, the small imperfections and overlooked master strokes that genuinely define what sets a good character action game apart from a truly great one. So stay tuned, because we're going to keep the conversation going in the next videos. I try to get to the bottom of not just whether ZZZ's combat feels better than Wuthering, but why or why not.
It doesn't. It doesn't feel better than Wuthering, because every single B-roll that you've shown about the fucking game is a character spamming the left mouse button and dodging. That's all they're doing. They're spamming the left mouse button and dodging. That's all you've shown this entire video. And you're saying that ZZZ is like some amazing pioneer that like lets you do so many random crazy things every fight. And all you're doing is spamming the left mouse button on your DPS character. That's it. That's all we've seen.
So maybe subscribe and let's find the answer together, because I would love to hear your thoughts too. What do you think?
Bro's just sitting on his full energy bar. Maybe he actually doesn't know how to play ZZZ either, right? Are you supposed to sit on this much energy on Bernice? Are you supposed to sit on this much energy? He's overcapped. No? Yeah, this is like being on a Wuthering Waves character and then not using their skill when it's off cooldown. Like, it's just the ability is ready and you're just not using it.
Am I cooking or am I crazy? How do you
No,
feel
you're
about
crazy.
the cooldowns and rotations? I'd genuinely like to know, because one of my favorite parts of making videos for all of you is the incredibly detailed, well-thought-out comments I get from people sharing their perspectives, even if you happen to disagree. I know the focus of the channel for quite some time has mainly been guides, and those aren't going away. They never will, because I love making guides. But from a practical perspective, going into 2025, it is time to switch gears a bit. Largely because timing is beyond crucial when it comes to guides. And
Maybe stop doing this and level up your fucking characters.
Yep.
Maybe.
Yep. I think that's a good conclusion. Start fucking level up your characters before talking about a game that you don't understand. Yep. Let's finish with something great. I need this. I want this for Carlotta because I don't have a weapon. So I do need it. Let's keep that for later. I'm gonna keep that for later. For another day. Should I do the holograms though? Not tonight. Not tonight. That's done. Ah, yeah, I need to do this. Four and 3. I need to work on those. Right. I think we're just gonna stop there. It was a very good session. I finally 100% everything. Ta-da! Great. So we can go to sleep now and sleep good. Oh, I've got to wake up very early. Got some shit to do tomorrow in the morning, but it's fine. We are fine. Right, good night.